And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Data Sim live stream. Today it's the 14th of August 2026. It's 5 minutes past 8 in the evening here in the United Kingdom, back in X-Plane 12 for another stream in the LevelUp 737. It's received a significant update recently. It's basically the Zebo mod on steroids with improved graphics, sounds and other features and a unique flight model. I'm hoping to use a bit of my experience to see how it flies in comparison to the real thing. For this, we're going to do a two-sector day this evening. We're in Texas, United States of America. We're going to be flying between where we are now, Dallas Love Field. You can see Dallas in the background there, to San Antonio. This sector's flown, I think, nearly 100 times by Southwest in a week. So I was thinking, oh, that would be a great little sector to do. It's very warm, 36 degrees here. Also the same temperature in my office. It's been in the middle of another UK heat wave, but quite windy conditions in the sim. We've got 21 knots and 18 knots to deal with in San Antonio, so it'd be nice to see how the aircraft deals with those crosswind components today. Anyway, let's zoom on in towards the aircraft. It's X-Plane map enhancement scenery with just stock X-Plane 12 airports, which always look very, very nice in the simulator. Who we got here in chat this evening? Greg Scott, evening to you. Stephen Jenkinson, Beaufort UK. X-Plane, oh yeah, we always love a bit of X-Plane on this. But before anyone asks, yes, we're going to fly the 707 very soon. I had a little play with it this morning. Very nice indeed, certainly for the price point. It's a steep learning curve. I will hopefully, maybe stream it tomorrow morning, but we'll see. Swim and Climbs here, Ruben Schwartz, hope you're doing well. Is it better than the Zebo mod? Well, we'll have a look today. I haven't had really much of a chance to do a full test sector, but that's why I'm here. Have my reversers deployed? It looks like they have. Well, never mind. Not the best start. Anyway, unfortunately, the existing Alpaca Airways livery doesn't work with the update. It sort of overlaps the windows and things like that. So we're going to take the stock LevelUp livery, which looks pretty cool to be fair, but we'll use an Alpaca call sign. Alpaca, what are we going to be on the first sector? 14:15. So yeah, it's very nice. Flight time for each sector around 50 minutes, so short, snappy sectors. And we've got an Alpaca Airways there in the proper livery over there in the distance, which is pretty cool. Mount 51, good day to you. Anthony Teal, hope you're doing well. Enjoy your retirement, sir. Nice to see you here in chat. Lee JC29, good evening to you. Josiah Plays, afternoon to you as well. Almighty Snark says, didn't even know that this one got updated. Never got the cabin pressurization to work at the previous version, so let's hope I can have this one. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to fly like I do the real thing and see what happens. Gilio8200, good day to you. Jocelyn says, hello, Shane here from the LevelUp team. I did the fly models for this update. I'll be here to take notes on any deficiencies you made. Well, I'll do my absolute best. Like I say, like with all the 737s I fly, I try to point out any differences to the real aircraft. And you know, you've got the Zebo mod essentially in the background, but you have a sort of unique flight model update. So yeah, we'll see how it is. I've only really had a little 10-15 minute play around with it. Took off, did a little circuit. It actually felt quite nice. So let's see how we do it on two realistic sectors today. Yeah, I'd see. I know my reversers are on. I don't know what's happened. Oh my god, we've got Alpaca Airways spawning everywhere. Now, I was hoping for some ATC. I saw on the VAT USA website there was a VAT Sim event here, but I might be a bit too early. I suppose it's only mid-afternoon in Texas in real life. But anyway, we'll have to see what happens. Let's zoom on in towards the cockpit. Oh, and there we are, and jump into the flight deck. Completely cold and dark and ready to be set up, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you'll see straight away in the cockpit the improved textures and quality in comparison to the Zebo mod, so everything's a little bit crisper in texture. I love the little bit of wear and tear here on the MCP. That's incredibly authentic. So yeah, you know, it looks better, the cabin looks better, and it has a slightly different sound pack as well, so it looks really nice indeed. Oh yeah, Josiah, that starts at 2300 Zulu. A little bit early. Maybe next time I'll try and get a US event. Yeah, I don't know why my reversers are out. Let's see if I can fix it here when I get some power on the aeroplane. So batteries on, ground services, connect the GPU. Let's get the GPU on the bus. I'm just going to pop on the electric hydraulic pump, see if I can cycle the reversers. Let's try my bindings here. That doesn't seem to be working. Why are they stuck out? Why do these things never happen on my test sector? Oh, maybe a bit of a cheeky little mouse movement. There we go. There we are. Fixed it. Maybe I should fly that thing in real life. Battery on, GPU's on, electric hydraulic pumps on, landing gear levers down, and then we check the ship's line. Mr. Fenari, thank you for your $2, sir. Most kind. Unbelievable. Says Conan Dark like my ex's heart. No further comment on that, Mr. Fenari. Thanks for popping in today. Thanks for your tip. Good day. Mamdu, hello, Flight Deck Sim. Do you know if DLC files on Steam are required for X-Plane? 12. I don't know what that question really means. Are you talking about linking files? I'm not so sure, but best to ask that question elsewhere, I'm afraid. Sorry, I can't be more of a hand. Cool, so battery on GPU, fault and fire tests. Let's check the squibs here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights. Fault test, we've got fault APU detector and op, master caution, overheat detector. You can already hear the sound difference in comparison to the Zebra mod. Best set parking brake. Fire test, fire warning light is illuminated, as is the bell, wheel well, and the engine overheat lights too. Onto the overhead panel, pop on the emergency exit lights. Now, the operational flight plan, let me just bring up SimBrief here. You'll see, lovely sector, domestic Texas sector. Neither of these airports we've visited in the sim before, but here we are, 47-minute flight time. The weather's okay, a bit blustery with the winds, but you know, limitations wise not an issue. The max crosswind component we're actually going to have on arrival is about 10 knots because it's down the runway, but yeah, extremely hot, but no thunderstorms forecast. We'll take minimum block fuel, so it'd be good to monitor the fuel burn in comparison to the real flight plan. So 5.2 tons we'll ask for. You've got the same SimBrief file you can download for the Zebo mod for this to work. So you go to fuel weight balance airside services, pop it into your FMS output folder, load OFP, you can round up the fuel to whatever you like, so 5.2 tons, and activate. So that's going to start loading the passengers via the air bridge, fuel up the aircraft to 5.2 tons, and we've got 4.2 tons of checked bags in there as well. Edo, ciao, hope you're doing well this evening. Thanks for your subscription, Ashk Career. Mamdu says, and what if I use X-Plane Map Enhancement? Yes, I've been using X-Plane Map Enhancement for quite some time. Well, there you go, that's my perspective through my Ray-Bans, if you were interested. Yeah, so I use Bing Maps. You know, low altitude, nowhere near as good as Microsoft Flight Simulator, but once you're at above 10,000 feet, it looks really, really nice. Right, let's carry on with the setup. Are we pre-fueled? Oh, I think it... No, we're not quite there. We need 5.2. It's nearly done. 4.8 on board. So we'll put the seatbelt signs on shortly. Test the attend button. Flaps are up, which match the indicated position. Sounds like... Oh no, I thought the jetway bell was stuck. Config warning check. That sounds a bit tinny compared to the real one, but it'll do. Cargo fire warning test. No detector fault, forward aft discharge, fire belt, and the light would have been illuminated. We'll take 2000 standby on the squawk, turn up the panel brightness. There we are, it's a little bit dim, but again, it's completely usable. Gear extension doors closed, circuit breakers are all in. Onto the overhead panel, voice recorder's on, store warning test next. Simbear, thank you very much. You've just gifted a member. Most kind and welcome. Mamadou, who's asking lots of questions. You've been gifted a membership for your interaction with me. Cheers, Simbear. That's most generous. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you. So the stall warning test didn't work because we need to wait 4 minutes until after we've had AC power. IRS to nav. 7 minutes for the alignment. Circuit breakers are all in on the captain's side. Check the tech log. Aircraft is fully serviceable for today's stream. The safety inspection checklist is complete. So we'll get the latest weather. I'll just confirm if there's any ATC. We have an auto ATC and a squawk, so 0621, which I'll set now. And the latest weather conditions are as followed. So Dallas, Fort Worth. Oh, hold on, I've just realised I don't have SIMAT Pro up and running, so I need that for my MCP. There you go, you should see it come alive in a second. Oh, there's an update, of course, there is cancel update. Here we are. This is the SIMAT Pro is the wing control software for the MCP, so just needs to be turned on. There we are, now it's just powered up, perfect. Alapay, thank you very much. 50 months as a member. Hello, Captain, looking forward to your review and entertaining flight. Thank you, sir, and thank you very much for popping in today. You're most kind for having been a member for so long. Thank you, sir. Right then, as I said, let's have a look at the weather at Dallas Love Field. We'll do this. God, I love flying in the US. It's just somewhere different, isn't it? 1909, gusting 21, clear, 36 degrees, altimeter 3002, and American terminology I don't understand. So we'll set the inches of mercury to 3002.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Great. MFRA is incredibly slow to set, so what I do, I use my mouse cursor to make it quicker. Elevation here is about 510 feet, so we'll set 1510 as the minimum flat retraction altitude. There we are. We'll select airports on the EFIS panel. Tablets up and running, and we'll now load up the FMC. Check your oxygen mask and do your light test as well. So, what's the ICAO code? Kilo Delta Alpha Lima. The text of the FMS is a bit unique. The Zuma mod's a little more accurate. The PMDG one is perfect, but not sure what the font they've used there. Not a fan if I'm honest, but it'll do. Flight plan request, fully synced with SimBrief. Always ignored everything after remarks in the US. Yeah, doesn't make sense to me. Don't have anything like that in Europe. Annexelled Holy Free Refresh Pool finally joined the stream at the beginning. Oh, welcome. Thanks for your your attendance, sir. Welcome aboard. Right, loading in Dallas Love Field to San Antonio. Alpaca 1415. It is runway 13 left for departure. And we're doing this funky SID, which goes on for miles via Windu. So Windu, and then after Windu, it basically goes direct to the star, I think. Windu to straight onto it. Look, via Marks. Window bluey out low. Window. Oh, it's missed. Ah, I think I need to select the transition, don't I? So San Antonio, expecting ILS 13 right. Ah, yes, America. What's this star called? Quiro 3. Quiro 3. My goodness, look at all this. Windu. And then we're going via... It'll be via Carney for the ILS later. So I'll just have a look at the approaches here. They're using ILS 13 right, I think. IRL. So it'll be via Keso. There we are, look. I've done an American thing. They have so many transitions here. It's all joined up, looking good. Activate, and we'll execute as well. Right, performance, perf. So fully loaded, 189 passengers. Reserves, we shall take... let's have a look here. I think it was to go to Austin, Texas. Where's the reserve airport? Austin, yes. We need 2.5 tons for that. Apparently. There we are, 2.5 is set, cost index 30. Cruising apparently at 32,000 feet, which is higher than the recommended trip, but we'll probably see it changes. Out constraint at Carney apparently. 6,000 feet, right, we'll fix that later. There's earlier restrictions than that though, but I'll leave it for now. Back to performance. Cruise wind up here, we put in the top of climb wind 144 at 23, and it's very close to the average, so I won't update the average wind. Top of climb ISA is 12 degrees, and they want top of climb outside air temperature because of reasons. It's going to be minus 37. Cool. Now the LevelUp does have a takeoff performance calculator, but you have to put in all the information manually, which is a bit of a pain, so I generally prefer to use the SimBrief performance calculator, which I'll bring up just here for you. There we are. It's coming on. Perfect. So takeoff, go full length, runway 13 left for takeoff, and all the weather's in, and just want to verify our weight, 65.3. So we always use sort of the taxi weight as well, just to be more conservative. Anti-arms will definitely be off, being 36 degrees. Calculate, that reckons we could take full 26k with 51 degrees, so that is what we shall select. 56. Correction, 26k, 51 degrees. Take off, flap 5, CG is in. 27.1, wow, that's going to be a low trim. 4.38 units. We'll set that then. Cool, and the speeds, slight discrepancy on V1, but the rest are within 2 knots. So we'll take the tablet speeds of 140, 147 is set, and we'll set V2 on the MCP. Just shut that off, perfect, and 147 knots. Perfect. Alright. FMS is loaded. Chuma, what FP format do you use? A popular European airlines. Use SimBrief, please. I am. just as in the PMDG, yes, with the outside air temperature. I'm not sure about that. Tobias, good evening. Star Wars arrival with that Mace Windu waypoint. Yeah, what was the other waypoint I saw earlier? I think there are Star Wars references on this one, which is pretty cool. Your damper on, nav transfer display switch is normal, auto, fuel. No fuel in the centre tank today, but check the 4 pumps are on. Cross feed. Off, bright, dim, bright, and off. There we are. That's all configured and set. It's 36 degrees. Why on earth I haven't started the APU and got cool conditioned air into the cabin? Whilst I wrestle the seatbelt sign. We'll do that now. Start the APU. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the window heat. That's all configured and set. That's done. Flight level 320. Just checking the elevation in San Antonio. It is 542 feet. Oh no, that's our alternate. It's 809 feet for San Antonio. So 800 feet set. Cool, that's all configured. Flight director's on then. Master's my side. The runway QDM. I'll just check here for runway 13 left for takeoff here. Is 133. There we are, so we'll bug that. Set the courses to 133 as well. 133. There we are. What a brake to RTO. That's something as well they need to fix this. There shouldn't be a 0 there in front of 8,000. Should be just 8,000 feet. Altimeters are set. Thrust and FMC loaded. Trim's good. Check your alternator on trim. Happy days. Aircraft's completely set up, so APU should almost
Have a good flight.
be started. We're due out at 19:30 Zulu, so we're doing well for time. I'll just get the...
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
I'll get the tug attached. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. I've got the US National Anthem on standby, I think. A free copyright version. So every time we hear an American voice today, I'm going to play the US National Anthem. Sorry. Right. APU starting. Whilst that's going on, we'll do a little brief. So, let me just bring up the charts. Trim air, yes, I left that off on purpose, Mattia, to make sure someone's paying attention. Well done. Push back to face east. Most likely unfamiliar with San Antonio. If we zoom in here, it's a little bit more detailed on this taxiway chart. Yeah, alright, I'll go face east, out via Quebec, left on Bravo.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Joking. We're going to taxi then via Mike 6 for runway 13 left. Full length departure. Here is this very long SID, which is basically climb straight ahead 1,000 feet. Drisset Dr. Sets, I have no idea. Hayes. So funny because you're not familiar with these names, these airports. 6,000 feet is the stop altitude, so I'll set 6,000 feet there. We expect flight level 320 10 minutes after departure. Curlo, Jasper, and then Windu. There we are, and we'll be at 320 for barely 5 minutes. There we are. Awesome. So that's that done. Briefing's complete. Fuel on arrival, just double check 3.2. So plenty for our reserves of Austin. And oh yes, I know what it was. APU on bus, and it's probably been running for 2 minutes. My goodness me, that's aggressive with the old duct pressure. So yeah, when you turn that on, it doesn't spike up like that. It takes about probably 4 or 5 seconds to sort of start increasing. Blow the APU bleed off. Right. What am I doing? Someone said CTAF. Thank you. 1237. Yes, in the US now they use the tower frequency on sort of Unicom. I know that you're not meant to call it Unicom anymore, are you? But yeah, that's the 123.7 is the tower frequency here in Dallas Love Field. Right then, tugs attached. We shall now organise our pushback.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
I want it facing east, please. I'm just getting a bit disorientated, so I want to face it this direction. Perfect. Where do you want this thing? That is non-standard terminology.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Incredibly hot, like 36 degrees, you can actually delay turning the packs off until you're ready for the engine start, which is what I'm going to do now. So packs will leave an auto, anti-collision light on. Parking brake is Set for now, transponder out of, checks complete. Right, release parking brake. So far so good.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Everything's looking nice. Jock says recommended trim 5 units and not the 4.3. So you're telling me we ignore the recommended trim value. Interesting. You should use the pounds instead of kilos. Absolutely not. When I was flying around in that working title 707, everything's in pounds in that thing. Horrible. Is the panel overhead cut accurate compared to real life? It's a little bit too dark, but that's just explained being explained. Generally, everything's quite dark in the sim. Alright, we can now turn the packs off. Oops. And start engine number 2. 180 passengers. Sounds good. Nice. Crank up the volume slightly. It's a cool livery, I love their stock livery. Very nice. Anyway, we should monitor this. N2, oil pressure, N1, fuel on. Yeah, it sounds not bad at all. Jock, I will use your 5 units then. There we are. So, 5 units coming up now. There we are, that's set. Starter cutout, monitoring engine number 2, 2463. 2 stable, starting 1. I'm just going to monitor the engine start inside, see how close it is to the real thing. I think it's pretty decent. Head 2. LFA, do you like the old fuel cutoff switches or the new ones? Really, they're alright. The new ones are fine, and obviously there was a controversial element to that with the Air India, but it's very difficult to do it. And we have a tactile check now as part of the flow. Oil pressure M1, fuel on. Oh, you absolute prat, Sam. Anyone notice what I've done? Facing the wrong way. It's alright, we can go out via Romeo.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Yes, sir. Parking brake set.
And we're disconnecting,
Yeah,
so
engine start.
give me just a moment.
Little spike on EGT. Yeah, it's okay. 2, 4, 6, 3, 1 and 2 stable. Excellent. Jim's fault. Yeah, I guess we're exiting Romeo. We are now. Change of plan. I've always wanted to see this side of the apron. Andy, hope you're doing well. On ground control, take a detour. Yes. Can't even blame GSX. You can't. Disconnecting. Ah, Edo. Ciao. That must be Edo. MD80. Nice.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Take it easy, sir. You have a safe day, sir. Thanks for your assistance. Oh, look, it's the president. He's missed the alpaca out his flight. What on earth is happening to that aircraft as well? Porpoising on its nose wheel. Anyway, he's gone. We'll imagine we've seen the pin. Star switch is continuous. Pro Pete on. Anti-ice off. Air conditioning. Packs auto. AP bleed off and set. Flaps 2.5. Flight controls. Forward. Back. Left. Right. Here come the rudders. Right and left. Recall. Blank the lower DU, and then we would read the before taxi checklist. Right, we are ready to go. So we're going to taxi out as planned via Romeo, and then we'll take Foxtrot Bravo for runway 13 left. Clear left, and Jim says clear right. Release parking brake, config. No config warning check, a nice slow spool up. Yeah, the spool up sounds are really nice actually. You go from idle to around 30. I can't remember what I was about to do something, but I can't remember what it was. Can't have been too important. Pete Tech, have you ever pushed wrong in real world? Who's responsible? Well, as long as you tell the ground crew what air traffic control told you. But I have been pushed and disconnected, then ATC have wanted us to move, but that's the sort of worst I've had. Nothing that bad. Well, I hope this is suitable for a 36 metre wide aircraft. A bit narrow. Looks okay. Very nice. Sing the national anthem. Absolutely not. We'll take the second right then. 35 degrees here. Whew. That is toasty. Yeah, we'll cut across onto Foxtrot. Nice inertia. I'm at idle here. It's holding the speed very nicely at 9 knots. Very nice. Oh yeah, I should be unicoing, shouldn't I? Hold on. Just make sure I've got my volume turned up on Xpilot. Dallas left field traffic, Alpaca 1415 taxiing to runway 13 left. There we are.
50,
Amazing.
40, 30.
Oh, Lynn,
20.
most kind, thank you.
Yeah.
I have to jump in for that one. Thank you very much for your £10.
Fine out, get to watch another live stream.
Fine out, thank you so much. And Lynn, a member for I think over 2 years now on the channel. Thank you so much for your support for that entire period of time, and thank you very much for the tenner or a refreshing pint tomorrow with that, but it should be a little bit cooler. But most kind, Lynn, thank you very much, and wishing you a pleasant weekend, and hopefully a little bit cooler for you too. Right then, left onto Bravo. Yeah, so far so good. Handling nicely, taxiing nicely, just putting a little bit of brake there for the turn. Make sure you don't go over 10 knots when turning 90 degrees. Yes, Alipay, this is default scenery. Nice. Taxi pass, because we are in X-plane. Oh, make sure I'm steering in the right direction. It's definitely got a slightly different sound to the Zebo. It's very nice. Ah, let's do the before takeoff checklist. So config we check, flaps, 5.5 green light, stab trim, 4.3 but as advised by the DEB to set 5 units, that's set. Takeoff briefing, PAX auto, bleeds on, V-speed set, 40, 40, 47 on the MCP. The departure is going to be the Curlo 6, climbing to an altitude of 6,000 feet, and ATP 2. Engine outside, we'll just climb runway heading to 4,000 feet. Reviewed, we'll imagine the cabin is secure, checks complete, and I've completely forgot to do New Sky. Before that, Wing Viking, thank you very much, 89 months. 89 months? I didn't know you'd been a member that long. Flipping heck, thanks buddy. Found a star where the Navigraph had a waypoint at flight level 150, but Lido had 150 and above. Is it common thing depending on your chart provider? Yeah, so capped levels on SIDS and stars come up on the flight plan as well, and they can allocate the fuel accordingly, and or it'll allow for that fuel burn. So you don't always see it, but you can see it as well. Thank you very much for your support, by the way. We've liked you for 89 months. Right. New Sky, if you are unaware, is the client we use for Alpaca Airways, our infamous virtual airline. I got loads of comments on my socials this week saying, how do I join Alpaca Airways? So hopefully we'll get some new virtual pilots join. Thankfully, you can book a flight prior to departure. So I'm just going to hold here at the RNS critical area, get this set up. So we're Alpaca 1415. I always forget to set this up. Where am I? KDAL. I'm going to KSAT, so we'll just bring it to a stop there. Boeing 738. We'll say we're departing in 10 minutes, so 1935 Zulu. Oh no, 45 Zulu. Book flight. There we are. Oh, it's a full schedule today on New Sky. Amazing. Start flight. Excellent. I remembered. You guys love to see my log flights anyway. Let's see if there's any traffic on final here. Looks all clear to me. Live traffic. Yeah, no one here. Everyone's in Dallas Fort Worth this evening, so we'll line up. And Dallas Love Field traffic. Alpaca 1415 lining up runway 13 left, departure to the south. Oh, put the correct zero fuel weight. 60.1. Oh, is that a new sky thing? Uh-oh. Yes, I don't know why I used the Cat 2. That's the whole point, never mind. I thought it was the Cat 1. Oh, a new sky? Is that a new thing? Should be okay. I've never put the 0 fuel weight in. Alright. No, it's all the correct weights in the aircraft anyway. Right, let's do our clearance. Sorry, our flow. Order front LNAV. Transponder to weather radars on. Perfect, so MCP is set, transponder, TARA, strobe lights on, landing lights on, cleared takeoff. The surface wind here is 1909, gusting 21, so we are going to have a crossing from the right. Alright, tokens in chat, let's go to San Antonio, Texas. 40%. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Yeah, I prefer the Zebo sounds, I think. Yeah. Takeoff thrust indications normal. So a little bit of left rudder coming in to maintain centre line. Actually, a lot of left rudder, flipping heck. A little bit of on into wind.
80 knots.
Checked. Reduce forward pressure.
Rotate.
There we go. Oh, come on, rotate. There's a lot of back pressure. There we are.
Positive rate.
No dead band and a lot of back pressure required. Didn't stop there. Trim's good. Stabilizer's nice though.
400.
LNAV is well out of trim too. There's that crab. Woohoo! I love the flyby in X-Plane. It's the best.
1000.
Okay, bug up. Yeah, just like the Zebo mod, that flight director bar is a little bit too slow to come down. Should be going down a lot quicker than that. It's quicker than the mod though. There we are. That white bug there should be solid, not hollow. Anyway, that is V2 plus 15. We can select flat one. Should be a slightly lower altitude just to help it accelerate. But yeah, you know, general handling, it's pretty good. I think it's a bit too slow. Yeah, the roll rate's way too slow. Yeah, should be quicker than that. Feels like a large jet. Yeah, he's a bit. Oh, pitch is okay actually. Pitch is okay. Roll just a bit too slow, but not that bad. You're never going to notice it flying the aircraft. Flaps up. And rudders. You know, yeah, rudder's fine. There's a secondary effect. The rudder and the pitch is fine. It's the roll rate's a little bit slow. Flaps up, no lights. VNav, and they have to take off checklist coming up. Just level off here at 6,000. Air conditioning pressurization 1.5 set. 3002 passing 4,500 for 6,000 feet. Have to take off checks complete. Yeah, you know, within the confines of a desktop simulator, handling okay, you know. We'll level off here. Pitch and power. Yeah, you know what? We'll level off at 250 knots to see what we get. One to go. So vertical speed, dial 1,000.
1,000 to go.
Checked. Flight directors commanding 1,000 feet per minute. So remember trim? You can hear me trimming there with my thumb. Just reducing the control column forces. Don't fly on the trim. You want to have it so you can make no input. Look, that's an aircraft that's in trim. Maybe a little bit more nose down. Oops. Nose wants to drop in the turn, so a little bit of back pressure required. Awesome. Out to quiet. Yeah, all the automation modes and transitions are very, very good. Out holds. So we've got about 60-ish% here, about 2.5 degrees. I'd say that's pretty good. I think I've always been quite critical of the flight model in the LevelUp 737. It's not as good as the Zebo, but the pitch and power seems about right. As I said, it's just the roll rate's a bit slow, but anyway, it's flying quite nicely. Let's see our final approach. Alright, that'll do. Command A, after takeoff check is complete, we'll continue our cruise level now of flight level 320, which takes ages to spin on this. Get it climbing at least. VNAV. Oh, they need to do an update because it's really good on the PMDG, but you have to spin it about for 10 times as long to get the level set. There we are. Set 320 checked. Set standards. I know in the US you guys wait till 18,000 feet with an operator. As soon as we're cleared to a flight level, we set standards straight away. Cool. It's our ETA. 2020 Zulu. Wonderful. Yeah, it's got a good whine. Won't be the Boris audio sound pack for the PMDG, but it ain't bad. Adjot, the PMDG has knob acceleration. How does one acquire knob acceleration for the Zebo mod and LevelUp? Could one provide knob acceleration? That would be most helpful. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, the flyby sounds epic. X-Plane's camera system is superior to Microsoft Flight Simulators. That's another thing. I don't know how to do it in the LevelUp and the Zebo. It's picked up every single airfield. This wouldn't be in the database. I think there must be a setting somewhere where you can limit airfields where the runway length is below a certain amount. Because look, I've got these little obscure ones. That's why I'm getting excess data when I'm zooming out. It's too many little airfields here. Alright, standard set, passing 102 for flight level 320, pre-cruise checks, fuel 4 pumps are on, and the wings are balanced, lights off, APUs off, pressurization 3.8, set, release passengers, recall, checks complete. Wing flag, I think that's an EFB, that would be good. Yeah, I think Jot, you're quite right. Yeah, I mean, I just like to stick to operators' SOPs, but your point's very valid as well. Certain European destinations, so Malaga, when we take off from Malaga, they now have a very high transition altitude, around 12,000 feet. Madrid does as well. We then delay it, but yeah, because it's typically quite low in Europe, we just set my operator's SOP. As soon as you're above 3,000 feet and you're climbing to a flight level, we immediately set standard. Exactly, I don't. We do it. So I'm just, I like to stick to SOPs. But yeah, the issue now is if ATC come online now, tell me to level off at 17,000 feet, I've got to set the altimeter again. Henry Dobrusk, yes, the 707 looks cool. I had a little play of it earlier. I'm going to endeavour to stream tomorrow morning. I might do something in India. Get the air, there's an Air India livery, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, I should be on 1228. You're right. Or the iconic Pan Am livery. But yeah, I'll be offline for this one. But I had a play. This flight engineer that's included is really good, so I'll probably utilise that. And the INS I'm familiar with, although it was a bit glitchy, I found. But yeah, we'll do some. I think a flight from A to B, probably an hour and a half or so. Have a little play with it. Cool. Okay, that excess data is annoying me, but if I have to zoom into like 5 miles to get rid of it, which is quite realistic, I'll see if I can clean it up. I'm sure there's a tab, and somewhere in the tablet you can say disregard runways under a certain length, but my goodness, where I find it I have no idea. Took me some time to configure this anyway. FMS. Yeah, nothing there. Bhutan in the 707. You must be bad. But it'll be cool because if I need to stream mid-morning. So yeah, it'll be sort of late evening, afternoon in India that time. Hello HX Trinity, I saw your comment from earlier. It's the meters button only really used when you're flying over China, or is there another use for meters? I never use it. Some pilots like to have it on in the background, but yeah, when flying in China, places that use meters. BB, do a Gran Canaria on this. I've actually got a Gran Canaria rostered, so it could be good practice. Yeah, the Canaries is always a nice destination. I could probably depart from south of Spain or something. No, sorry, that's Madeira, isn't it? Not Gran Canaria. Yeah, not doing Madeira in the 7.0. I've done loads of streams into Madeira on the Zemo. I think I've done it in an Airbus. Cheers, hello, thanks. What deliveries come with the working title 707? I think I did take a couple of screenshots of it earlier. Yeah, it's a well marked improvement over the default one. I remember when sorry, the default one, the original one I flew. The original one was terrible, so bad. But if I go back to my primary scene here, there you go. Look, took some screenshots earlier. The Pan Am. Yeah, there's lots of functionality. INS, UNS. It's got the G-Jerk registration from our last flight, the Rockwell Commander in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
50,
Yeah, it's very nice.
40,
Might have a
30, 20.
VNav speed, thank you very much. That's most kind, thank you. I think I remember this. I don't know why it's not come up either, but thanks. Alerts were muted when I celebrated your 18th month as a member. 737 is probably the most customizable airplane ever built, like Sandbox. Yes, there's lots of different variants, options and features you can have on your 737, and I like to kit ours out, or kit the ones I fly very similar to the ones I operate. So yeah, very well pointed out. But yes, thank you for your continued support for a year and a half. Most kind, thank you. Ruben Delhi Kathmandu. Yeah, you know, let's do something different. I'll have a look. I'll fly Air India, and I want to find somewhere with a sort of conventional procedural approach as well to use the VOR and INS. Not many. I think the default airports are pretty poor in Microsoft Flight Sim. I'll see if there's any payer options available. There we are, beautiful over Texas. A few little overlay issues, not a single cloud in the sky. There we are. Oh my days, we've got gifted members coming in. Oh, and a lot of old members as well. Well, that's going to go off for ages. VNav Speed, thank you very much once again, not only for a donation but for your generosity. Hayden Roberts, IDOT, Vincus Rosario, Vahavator, and Businessman 542 on your big gifted members. Gifted membership from VNav Speed. Follow the guides in the attached link. Cheers, Josiah, and feel free to join the members only Discord server and to interact with me as we go. Thank you. Sasha, how are you doing? Well, meters button can quickly give you a rough top of descent distance, yes, or just 3 times your height. But you're quite right. Right, I want to find out how to get rid of all these little tiny airports. Welcome back, Aidan Robbins. Stephen Jenkinson, yet more livery required. Can we not use AI to generate some liveries these days to help out lighten the load of these good folk that give their time to create them? Now, I was wondering that, Stephen Jenkinson. I don't... Because someone made an AI-generated livery for Alpaca Airways for the L1011 TriStar, and it looked epic. But I don't know if it's clever enough to change the files round to do it. But yeah, we've got loads of, a lot of respect for these guys that do our liveries, but they are incredibly busy at the moment. and we have a lot that need updating, so whether it gets done anytime soon I don't know, but it would be great to have it. Yeah, someone press airport. Yeah, George, you're quite right, that has actually cleared it up, but we like to have it on a my operator so you can see, you know, if you have to get down quickly, where there's somewhere suitable to go. Climb performance is good, comparable to the real aircraft. So far, so good with the LevelUp 737, I have to say. Ah, Jamie, you found it, buddy. Back into display settings. There's a minimum runway distance there. Aha! You clever man. Let's put 1500 meters. Enter. Select airports. Oh, that's better. That's better. And look now how I don't have the excess data unless obviously I zoom like that. That's better. Thanks, buddy. I might actually put it as 1700. As long as I don't fly into Santos Dumont. Right, I'll save that. Thanks. Cheers, JBC43. Happy to be of service. Most helpful. Thank you. I hope you're back home with the brethren. Wagwan. Ian Bannock, if you change the altimeter to standard when you're cleared to a flight level, what do you do when you announce your current altitude during a frequency change if you're below the transition altitude? Good question. And what we do at my operator is, when you set standard at 3,000 feet, the standby altimeter stays on the QNH until we pass the MSA, and I use that, but also ATC. I report to London when I check in at passing flight level, even though I'm below the transition altitude, and they always say that checks, that's fine. So it's not, you know, I know it sounds weird that you're using a flight level below the transition altitude, but it's from an ATC perspective. I do it all the time. People do it all the time, and they never say anything. So. Alright, passing 30,000 feet, bank angle to 10 degrees. And we better start setting up as soon as we reach top of climb, because top of descent's only 50 miles away. I'll have to see where we are. We are overhead Wacko. Is that the biplane manufacturer? But there we are. For those of you who are curious, there is Wacko down there. Cool. Yeah, takeoff then. I mean, the aircraft flew nicely. Good crosswind, sort of roll and rudder requirements were pretty accurate. The rotation rate, though, I had to increase back pressure a lot. I mean, I had 5 units as opposed to 4. I think I needed 6 or 7. But there was no deadband, so I didn't have to increase back pressure or anything like that. There we are. So, guys, 40 miles till top of descent on this short sector. Descent forecast. Let's grab the winds. Sleepy Drones, is that the paid version of XPME? Nope, this is the free version. I think it looks absolutely fine. If you're doing VFR, below altitude flying, maybe you could consider the premium version. Pronounced Waco, sorry, my American friends. Winds are in, altimeter setting, so San Antonio, the latest weather conditions are not too bad. 150 at 10, gusting 18, so pretty much down the runway, landing 13 right, 10 miles, 35 degrees, altimeter 3005, so we can set that now on the barrier minimums, 3005, preset it in the FMS. Cool. Landing runway 13 right in real life, so we'll do the same. /10 VMC /4. Might configure a bit earlier because I think last time we flew the level D the drag model was a bit iffy, so I'd like to see how it is today by configuring sooner. 32 times 3 is 96, roughly where top descent should be. Yep. Let's now look at the start. So coming in via Outlow now, so we're already on the arrival. Outlow marks, altitude's 15 to 13. Pugout, 280 knots, 13 to 11. There's something I've already spotted, so it's saying at 280, but it's commanding a lower speed before the descent speed, so it would typically accelerate to maintain that speed earlier. Cuervo, Taco below 11,000, Fajita 8,000. Whatever that is. Salsa at 6,210 knots. We maintain that altitude until we get to Carney, and then we get vectored downwind. However, I will probably turn ourselves a little bit sooner onto base leg. So if we just step through that, check it quickly. Yeah, so you know what, actually Carney, what I'll do at Carney is just basically make a left turn direct onto the approach. So I'm going to get rid of the vector and go Kesso. And it's all nicely coded. It looks like that waypoint is a flyover waypoint though, so. But yeah, no CDA, 6,000 feet onto the ILS. Matches the star very nicely. Let's now pre-select the approach. ILS 13 right. So coming in via... Did I say ILS 13 right or 13 left? Helps if I go to the right airport. God damn it. There we go. Perfect. ILS frequency 1109. Once. Twice. San Antonio VR 16.8 standby. Course is 128. Setting on the wind control MCP. Minimum's 1,009 feet. That's Cat 1, 200 feet above the ground. RVR is 1,800 feet. I think it's feet. I never remember in America. Anyway, we'll set 1,009 feet on the barrier minimums. Oops. Perfect. So we're going to come in. MSA 4,100 to the west onto the ILS via Kesso. Nugget Almano 2,200 feet to the platform altitude. Checks in the FMC, 3 degree path. That also checks in the FMC. Missed approach, 3,100 feet heading 128. Intercept the 160 radial from San Antonio to hold at Mbao, which is parallel entry. And then 340 right turns. 13 right in real life. Perfect. That's what it sort of said on the digital ATIS. Cool, we've completed everything. The only thing we've got to really consider weather-wise, yeah, with that wind gusting 18, there could be some quite sudden changes in the indicated airspeed, so just adjust thrust as required. Performance-wise, I think it's the longest runway, but it's not that short. 13 right. Yeah, 2,500 metres. We'll plan to vacate at Lima, if not Delta or Whiskey. Straight onto the terminal. I'll take one of these stands on Terminal Alpha. Happy days. Yeah, there we are. Sorry, you didn't have the charts up, did you? Off at Lima or Delta or Whiskey, and then straight onto Terminal Alpha. Right, top of descent. Let's set the first restriction, 15,000 feet. No, it's just past top of descent, that's why I went out hold. So I'll reselect VNAV. Retard we have. Top of descent, down we go. Joe wants to see my trim indication. 6 units. CG was quite far aft. See what it is after landing. Okay, so this is VNAV path. It's only following the path now and maintaining the speed nicely. We'll keep an eye on it. Looks good. Hello Henry, quick question. Last time jump seated on the 7.3 I noticed the out-speed intermittent buttons were covered. Any particular reason for this? How strange. Probably, unless it was inoperative. Did it have any inop stickers? Not sure. Never had those covered. Some old generation NGs didn't have an out intervent button, I don't think, but unsure about that. Never flown one like that. what are the differences compared to the Zebo mod? So far it's flown really nicely. The roll rate's a little off, no deadband on rotation, but the pitch and rudder inputs are pretty comparable. The pitch and power settings seem okay. I mean, here we are descending at 273 knots based off a cost index of 30, and it's pitching for path with idle thrust and holding the speed very nicely. So far so good. Bank angle set to 10 degrees. Thanks. Brave Parker, hey Captain, did you get any special instructions during a solar eclipse? I was in the simulator, however I did take the break to allow us and the students to see the eclipse. It was very cool, very, very cool. We had the special glasses. I would trap. Well, the next eclipse, total eclipse in the UK, I'll be dead. Is it 2090 or something? But I would like to travel to where there's a total eclipse one year to see it. It was in Spain, Valencia, things like that, wasn't it? Nightbot's having a moment. Josiah just likes to spread its love. Alex, why do we select left or right ignite instead of having on both in our cockpit configuration checklist during overnight checks? It tells us to check that it's selected to both. So we alternate between left and right each sector. It's checked to make sure the ignition's working, because now let me get this right. Left igniter is connected to the standby bus, the right igniter the transfer bus, so you need to make sure you dispatch with one igniter selected to the standby bus, because if you lose total AC power you need at least one source of ignition. So it alternates between the two, and then if it doesn't start for whatever reason, the engineers can switch that around to decide what powers the remaining igniter. We used to do always right, but now we alternate it between flights. Flyby BC, got to see 2017 total eclipse. Definitely worth travelling to see one at least once. Partial just isn't the same. Yeah, I mean, in the UK we had 90%, I think, and you could tell it was getting darker. And I remember as a kid the one in 1999, it was exactly the same. But yeah, I'd love it to be where it's middle of the day, it's completely bright, and then all of a sudden pitch black. I think that is something you've got to see. It's a bucket list thing, isn't it? It makes you feel so small in comparison to the whole world and all religion and war. It's all insignificant, really, isn't it? I'd love the opportunity to look at Earth from space. Oh, we're going to get all deep and emotional. Anyway, back to the flight. Next one in Switzerland is going to be 2081. I'm doing well if I'm still alive in 2081, Ruben. Captain Hanzo, I think we're going to get a lot of questions like that. So far, so good. Again, I think, yeah, the Zebo still wins the handling. You know, at the end of the day, it's I just prefer how the aircraft handles. Why? I think there's some level up devs here. Why don't you just use the Zebo mod flight model and just have the improved graphics, textures, and sounds that you're good at? I mean, the mod's handles always handled really nicely. Had a few quirks across updates over the years, but you know, this doesn't handle badly. I'd give the Zebo sort of 9 out of 10. I'd give this 7. You know, it's not bad, and all the systems are working really nicely. It's pitching well. It's holding the speed. Very happy with the performance so far. Better than previous ones, that's for sure. John, I'll work on the heavy rotation with your RCG. I would expect the trim to be around 5 or less for cruise. Yeah, it was CG was really far off, but I had there was no rotation for quite some time. I kept pitching back, and then all of a sudden we unstuck. But it was quite a lot of back pressure required. So if you hadn't have suggested to set 5 units of trim, I would have probably gone full aft. Harry, how is the PMDG or Microsoft Flight Sim the physics? Yeah, it's very good. I think the PMDG is probably the all-round sort of best. You all know how I prefer how aircraft handle in X-Plane. That's the same for the Zebo. It ain't bad in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but the PMDG is it's a work of art, really. Like how accurate all the systems are, and how everything works. Very, very good. Yes, John, yeah, roll rate needs to be a little better. In fact, I mean... whoa, okay! It would seem now flying 273 knots is the opposite. Oh my gosh, it's very sensitive. I mean, we don't hand fly typically at these speeds at altitudes, but we do in the sim doing UPRT, but that... yeah, that's too fast now. So it seems at low speed too slow, high speed too fast. That's... yeah, maybe a little too fast. When we do the UPRT exercise, we make some large control inputs. Am I going to get penalised on U-Sky for this? Yeah, pitch is a little bit too sensitive as well. Yeah, interesting. So roll rate at high speed is too fast, low speed too slow. 8 degrees, engine anti-ice going on. Awesome. Into the cloud we go. Do a barrel roll. Classic. Wait, where's my soundboard? Oh, shame we didn't have any ATC. I got the timers a bit wrong, but yeah, it's probably a little bit too early here to get ATC in America. Halfway through my national anthem sound. We haven't heard any Americans for a while, but let's just do another 5 seconds. There we go. So passing 16,700 for 15,000 feet. Seatbelt signs off. On. Engine anti-ice off. And we're approaching the first restriction on the star. So approaching marks, 15 to 13,000 feet, and now we can step down to 11,000 feet. And we've got some ATC.
50.
Actually, Fenari, thanks again. $2.
20. 10.
Curve arrival, captain's flying checks out. Based on my flying. Cheers, buddy, thank you. Right, who's this pinging me? San Antonio approach 1271. I don't even want to dare pronounce this star. Well, that explains lighting is still working flawlessly. There we are. Right, let me just turn the sim down slightly just so I can make... Oh, it still does dodgy lighting, doesn't it? X-Pilot's turned up. Perfect. San Antonio approach. Good afternoon. It's Alpaca 1415. We're on the Kuro 3 arrival for... I'm expecting we're on 13 right.
Alpaca 1415, San Antonio approach, altitude leaving at Iden.
Passing 14,300 for 1,000, squawk ident 0621, Alpaca 1415. There we are.
Alpaca 1415, you're out of contact 36 miles northeast of the San Antonio VOR. You can expect the ILS runway 13 right from KSO for now, just descend via the arrival.
Send via the arrival and expecting ILS 13 right via KSO, Alpaca 1415. Yes! ATC. Alright. So I'll keep descending then, next restriction's 11,000. You know what, I'll do the American thing, we can go straight down to 6,000, correct? Yes, level up devs, I think there's a couple here. Get rid of that 0 when you blow 10,000. Josiah, very poor check-in. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, excuse me. It's the FAA terminology can throw me off. So yes, this arrival proxy puts us a little bit lower downwind because we've got this level period. A level segment, sorry, level period. But yeah, VNAV is working really well, as per the Zebra mod. It's been on path since we started our descent at top of descent. I've not really been monitoring the fuel flow, but it looks what we're expecting to have. Very, very good. 2 tons, I'm going to... Now, 2 tons. Big congratulations to him. Long-term member. He's just been... passed his final qualification to become a dispatcher in the US, which is really cool. It's not like being a dispatcher in the Europe. They're far more involved in the flight than European dispatchers. Alright, approaching the decel point for the restriction at TACO. 11,000 feet or below, which we are, because of the path, and actually it's just 250 knots below 10,000.
Alpaca 24 Echo San Antonio approach, IDEN. Alpaca 24 Echo.
Ciao.
IDEN.
We need an Alpaca Airways livery update for this. X-Plane needs to sort out the sort of humidity. It's always, you always get oh, it's TACO, sorry, TACO, like Taco Bell got you.
Expect the ILS runway 13 right from Queso.
Yeah, I was looking somewhere to stream it. You know what? I generally in America fly between major international airports. So I was looking at, hold on. As a European airline pilot, I sometimes fly to some quite interesting regional airports. So I thought, you know, let's go somewhere different. Right, just a little bit of speed brake to help out path and the speeds. Liam Echo, Lima 3, 73 months. Oh, say, can you see? Taco, taco. Oh, taco.
1415, clear direct to Queso, cross Queso, at or above 4,000, clear ILS runway 13 right approach.
Just sorry, can you confirm direct to Queso?
Alpaca 1415, A firm, clear direct to Queso, cross Queso, at or above 4,000, cleared ILS runway 13 right approach.
Direct Queso, cross Queso 4,000 feet above and after Queso, cleared ILS 13 right approach, Alpaca 1415. Excellent, so we're given the shortcut and that got rid of the restrictions which put us 1,000 feet below path. So I've stowed the speed brake, VNAV now commanding 1,000 feet per minute while staying in path until it captures the path. So far, everything system-wise is running very nicely indeed. Be quite curious to see how it is on final with the flat drag model because I think that was always an issue historically. Awesome. If you just joined the stream, we're descending to 6,000 feet. Cleared approach already, so actually, sorry, he clears down to 4,000 feet above, but VNAV will ensure if we leave it engaged, we cross it at 5,068 feet. But yeah, if you just joined, welcome. We've just started our descent to San Antonio, Texas. Live time, live weather. And it's going to be an interesting approach to see how the aircraft handles. See how the winds are in X-Plane 12 as well. So far, I have to say, impressive everything I've seen. LevelUp 737. Oh yes, I was a bit late with the soundball, but someone requested a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll!
There you go. There you go. Perfect. So if we look a little bit to our 10, 11 o'clock, we should be able to see San Antonio. There's the city. Obviously, an X-Plane doesn't have the same beauty of scenery as Microsoft Flight Simulator, but as an IFR flyer, mostly when I fly in Europe in the winter and it's cloudy and foggy everywhere, it doesn't matter. But looks good enough from this perspective. Alright, approaching the path. Another thing I want to do is make sure we're 180 knots below here. Oops. So I can adjust my path, not by much. Okay, it's pitching down for path. A little bit of light turbulence. 2 legs, Captain. Yes, we're going to do the return sector as well. Supercal, yes, do the barrel roll. Yes, what was that famous American captain that did the barrel roll? I forget his name now. Adjunct, also the US, they clear you to land even if you're not number 1. Oh, I know that. I remember doing my CPL in Goodyear, Arizona. And I was number 8 in the circuit, cleared to land, yes. Ugh. Tex Johnson, that's it. What a legend. There's MCP cam anyway as we approach base leg, coming up to the decel point as well. So let's leave it in VNAV, see how everything behaves. Should get the idents soon. I never did the post-cruise checks. Fuel 4 pumps. Just got over 3.2 tons. Lights. Angle of bank. 25 pressurization. 1.8 set. Belts on. Recall. Checks complete. So there's the decel point. The aircraft's beginning to pitch up to slow down while staying on path. Select flat WAD on base. Yes, I've seen Tex Johnson barrel roll an aircraft. Oh no, was it? No, it was Bob Hoover, I think, barrel roll. Was it a command? I can't remember what it was. Whilst tipping water out of a jug into a cup, which was pretty cool. Right, good guys. So approaching the upspeed. As soon as I start turning base, I'll select flat 1.
And Alpaca 24 Echo, just confirming your direct to KSO at this time for the approach.
Is that me? No, you said direct KSAT. I think that was the other Alpaca. Right, FMC speed, so let's select flat 1. Speed into vent.
Alpaca 73 Romeo November radar contact 2 miles northeast.
Okay, so there's flat 1 and it's pitching at path. Okay, I think the drag model looks pretty good. Flat 1, the deceleration is pretty much what I'd expect. So we've got a bit of headwind as well. For short field performance, especially on the max, it's really slipping. Got the idents, frequencies, courses are checked. Good for the approach.
10 miles, get a clear track to KSO, across KSO at or about 4,000, cleared ILS.
Okay, next altitude is 3,200 feet. Set, so it's pretty much leveled off. Glide slope's going to be alive soon, so let's select flat 5. Oh, I think there's a little bug, look, speed window's not opening there.
Wind 12012, gust 20, runway 13 right, clear to land.
Runway 13 right, clear to land, Alpaca 1415. Yeah, the speed window's not opening on the wind control MCP, unfortunately, but it is open. Right, it's left me a bit high, thanks Path. Should be achievable. Okay, Arming Warlock. I'm going to have to intercept the glide slope from above, aren't I? What's the elevation? 800, brilliant, 1800 feet. Why has it put me so high, VNAV? Yeah, there's an issue with the path here. Look how high I am. Flap 10. Level change. Close the thrust levers. Pull the speed brake. So this is the procedure we use to intercept the glide slope from above. So bug that, plus 10 knots. 179. We've got to have glide slope captured by 4 miles. Yeah, path's broken. I don't know why it's left me so high. So glide slope, if you're interested in my intercept the glide slope from above tutorial, which is the exact procedure I'm applying now, search YouTube for Fly Data Sim glide slope from above.
73 Romeo November, clear track to KSO, across KSO.
Okay, flat 10 glide slope capture.
ILS runway 13
Missed approach altitude is 3,100 feet. Yeah, you know what? I think the flat drag model's not too bad. Maybe a bit too much drag there with flat 5 and flat 10 speed brake, but it can be quite effective in real life. And with flap 10, it seems to be holding the speed quite nicely with idle thrust. I have to say, it's pretty good. Flight, why Vorlock first? Yeah, because I was above the glide slope. So it's a little bit bumpy here. Variable wind. You can see the aircraft reacting in X-Plane. This is where I really like this simulator because we've got dynamic forces working on the aircraft and moving us around, whereas unfortunately Microsoft Flight Simulator is all quite static. The realistic turbulence setting at least is unusable. The media one seems to have no turbulence, but yeah, it's nice to see the aircraft bumping around and moving. I'm making no inputs on the controls, it's just external forces on the aircraft as the wind bounces off the terrain and moves around the aircraft as well. Very cool. Awesome stuff. So we'll get to around 5 miles because again I just want to see the pitch and power setting for flat 30. We're around 63 tons today, so flat 30 we're around 58-59% M1. So we'll configure it now. Gear down, flat 15, match speed. Have I got a flat? Oh, it's the flat 15 bug, that's correct. Start switches are continuous, recalls, check, speed brake, arm green light, landing gear down, 3 green, water brake, 3, holding flaps. Flat 30. So with that gust, we'll probably fly VRF plus 7-8. So let's see what the thrust stabilizes at here. Flaps, 30 green light, lights are on, checks complete. So what I'm going to do is disconnect the auto throttle here. Set about 59%, which is what I know we need. Let's accelerate. Well, you know what, it's alright. It's alright, look. Yeah, I've set the target thrust. 59-60% is holding the speed. So thrust looks good. And the attitude looks good as well. I think in the older model, the pitch and power and the drag was way off, but this seems very good. The pitch and thrust settings I'm setting are very comparable to the real aircraft. Yeah, not bad. Roll rate's good, pitch is good, flying as I'd expect. That's just explain wind, so I'm having to add a lot of the thrust there to recover the speed. Let's get back onto V-fly, checked. Quite trim there. Whee! Woohoo, it's sinking there.
2 approaching minimums.
Checked. There we are, keep descending now. You have to scan that speed in X-Plane like in real life. Very cool. Checked.
50, 40, 30.
Check.
20,
Close.
10.
Hold the attitude. Come on. There we are. Great landing. Speed brakes up. Reverse. There we are. 83%. 100 knots. Manual braking. Auto brake disarm. 80 knots.
80 knots.
6 knots. Cancelling reverse. We'll take this exit if we can. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Antonio. Very nice. Bit blustery and gusty at the end with the wind, but handled very nicely.
Alpaca 1415, welcome to San Antonio. Taxi the ramp via Golf today.
Ramp via Golf, Alpaca 1450. See you later. Perfect. Awesome. So it hasn't been giving us a stand, so we're going to go via Golf, which we're already on here. Go park next to that Alpaca over there. Amazing. It looked pretty good, guys. Certainly the best level up variant I've flown. We haven't streamed a huge amount, about 5 or 6 times historically, but I have to say it was pretty good. You know, the confines of a desktop simulator, it's never going to match the real aircraft perfectly, but it was pretty darn good. Alright, that's that. Flight directors are off. Yeah, nice. So, as a rule now when I'm doing 2 sectors, I don't do replays. The reason is certain add-ons can get a bit broken when you use replays. But I will do a landing once we do our when we do the return sector into Dallas Love Field. I'll do the replay on that landing. Very cool. Alright, yeah, I think we can squeeze ourselves onto that little, is that a, I never remember those jets. What is that, Embraer? You know, I don't know my regional jets. It's not the APU. There's a good start. I think we can get on to 27. E170 fakes. Yes, ground. Oh, look, he's stopped. Very no, he hasn't. He's got a no, he has stopped. Right, okay. He's not concentrating. Very good. I like how the ground traffic does stop at X-Plane. It's pretty cool. Thank you. Although my wingtip's going to be quite close to your head. Anyway, I don't know if this stand is suitable for a 7-3, but it is now.
7-3 Romeo November wind 120 at 12 gust 20 runway 13 right clear to land.
Boeing 738, good.
Right, clear to land, Alpaca,
He's
73
meat.
November.
Oh gosh, super sensitive. Oh come on, don't make me add thrust. Don't make me add thrust. Ah, oh, perfect. That what? You lied! It said stop and now it's saying 0.2. Oh. No! Said it again. Stop. The lying thing. Right, I'll try it one more time and then that's it. Right, moving forward. Stop. Yeah. No!
Alpaca 24 echoing attacks the ramp via Golf today.
Right, I'm going to go really far forward now. What is wrong with this? Right. Yes, I've satisfied it. Unbelievable. Parking brake set. APU available, 2 blues, and parking brake set. Let's go. Doors to mounted cross check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Antonio, Texas. There we are. Let's now hold on, how do I offload the passengers of this thing? Oh yes, of course, it's Zebo. Approach great, landing great, 8 out of 10 stars. Don't dare look at what it's criticising me on though. 8 out of 10, I'll take it. Ground services. No, where's the end flight? Airside services. For passenger boarding, for indication light to off. Yes, verify that the entity is below 20% first. It is! There we are. And I think it will do its thing automatically. Yes! It'll start the disembarkation process. Transits then. So, voice recorder on, AP bleed, and open the isolation valve with a very quick increasing duct pressure. Nice cool air in the cabin. And am I getting stairs here then? Not sure, but am I blocking the taxi? Ooh, I don't think this stand is designed for my air. Yeah, I should have gone to Bravo 6. Well, no, oh, no, sorry, no, that is fine. Yeah, that's the taxi line. I thought that was it. No, that's the edge there. You'll be in the terminal soon. It would be if I keep going like that, but it was lying to me. It was start, stop the entire way, but we managed to park effectively. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, so far so good, guys. Very impressed with the level up. They've been working hard. That view. What they've changed in the background exactly, I'm not sure, but it seems to be flying very well. Roll rate a bit fast at high speed, too slow at low speed, but pitching properly. I did the check close hold landing technique as per the real aircraft. It flew very similar to the Zebo mod, if I'm honest. So yeah, very, very nice, I have to say. Very impressed. So we're going to do the return sector. It's 26 minutes past 9 here, British summertime, so I'll take the opportunity to have a 10-minute break, get some things set up in the background for the return sector. I'll aim to get back with you at around 22, so it gives me 13, 14 minutes. So yes, if you remember, you want to come join me on the return sector as Alpaca Airways, be sure to do so. Looks like we've got some ATC here in San Antonio, and then we'll return to Dallas Love Field. See you in about 10 minutes, guys. Ciao.
Departure, hello, Alpaca 3875, information echo, requesting clearance to DFW.
back to the intermission, guys. I was quite enjoying that music actually on the royalty-free sound pack called Krotos, A Dream by Day. Very cool. Anyway, here we are in San Antonio. Nighttime live weather. Not touched the aircraft since we departed for the intermission. I completely forgot to show you my new sky score for the previous flight. 10 out of 10. Is it a given? Very nice. But yeah, landing was okay actually. But yeah, let's see if we can replicate the return sector to the handling as well. Now, I've just got my pre-departure clearance via X-Pilot. They're now switching to runway 04 for departure, which is going to be great because we can do a 22-knot crosswind with the gust. It'll be quite interesting to see how the aircraft copes with that. Now, before we do that, I'm just going to head over here to Alpaca Airways and book out our next flight. So, here we are, free flight passengers, Alpaca Airways. Call sign is now Alpaca 1408. Nothing more original than it being the date today. KSAT to KDAL in our 738. We'll probably push back in 20 minutes, so we've got it on the hour. 2100. 2100. Some people talked about the 0 fuel weight. I've never set that or changed anything, so I'll just leave it as it is. Book flight. Full load again. Start flight. Happy days. Cool, so that's all complete, and just need to restart the flight again in the tablets. Log back onto VATSIM as well. So if we go back here, home, weight balance, airside services. Now how do I load my new one? There it is, load OFP. So a little bit of a synopsis for you. I was having a little look here in the intermission. So weather-wise, we've got a few thunderstorms beginning to develop. And here on the weather in real life, they've actually got thunderstorms in the vicinity and CBs. So I think we'll take a little bit of extra fuel. I think by the time we actually get up to Dallas, having a look here, yeah, it's fine, and the forecast is no issues at all. So I think we'll just take 15 minutes extra for weather avoidance on this return sector. So Alpaca 1408, 4770, we'll whack on an extra 600 kilos for weather avoidance. So 48 becomes 54 on the block fuel. So we'll go down here, request 54 from the fueler. It is 180 passengers. I think it's just distributed the passengers and cargo slightly differently. But anyway, we can now activate the next flight. And I'm just going to double check actually, how many passengers do we definitely have on this sector? Yeah, it is 180 on the sim brief. Oh well. Yeah, sorry, the date. You're in America. Yeah, it should be 8/14, but you know, there's some things we just cannot change. There is the ATIS available here. The controller's still online. We'll grab the ATIS 118.9, and I've received my PDC, which I'll read to you very shortly. Let's just have a little note of the ATIS if it's available in voice. Looks like it's text only. Yeah, unfortunately. Right, 130 at 17, gusting 22 knots, thunderstorms in the vicinity, 36 degrees, altimeter 3003, so it has dropped slightly. Departing on runway 13 right and runway 4, which is what we're going to use today. Birds in the vicinity, entrant lights operation, normal, do not cross stop bars, you have information, Foxtrot, there we are. Someone says, are you using Active Sky? I'm not. Stopped using Active Sky since pretty much X-Plane 12 came out, so not that it was bad. I think X-Plane 12's live weather improved significantly. So, got the ATIS, I've received my PDC as well, so via ACARS it says, Alpaca 1408, you are cleared to Dallas Love Field off runway, misread that. Altitude firstly, flight level 310, so 310 set, squawk 2464, 2464. Remarks, yeah, the Yoda 2 SID. Climb assigned heading, then as far. Maintain 5,000 feet on departure, so we'll set 5,000 feet here. Expect 310 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 1271, which is the active frequency. And then expect runway 4 for departure. Ramp and control push. When it says push PD, does that mean at your discretion? Push PD? It says ramp and control push PD, so I'll assume I'll push when I'm ready. Anyway, that's all set up then. Let's just fetch our latest flight plan. So we are, let's see for my reference airport again, KSAT. I should have the new flight plan in. I didn't. Oh, pilot's discretion. Thanks, Josiah. America. New call sign coming up. Alpaca 1408. There it is. Just need to change departure to runway 4. No SID. We've been assigned. Oh no, sorry, the Yoda. Yes, the Yoda SID. What transition do we need? One asks. Hi, Yoda to. Hey, don't think we need any of these.
Departure, Alpaca 3875, ready to taxi runway.
Oh, I don't know. There's an overlay.
Alpaca 3875.
Neither. So our route just basically goes direct to Ditsy, and then Charlie.
Golf, November, Alpaca 3875.
Oh, there is Ditsy. So departure arrivals, landing on 13 left. A Backer 4 via Ditsy. There we are. Route, activate, execute. No discontinuities, looks good. Right, performance 60.1 again, same amount of passengers. It's funny that. 60.1 reserves. I think it's Dallas Fort Worth is our alternative, right around the corner, only 1.9. Costing X30 up to 32, crashing 31,000 feet on this sector. Top climb wind is 144.25. Outside air temperature they want, not ISO deviation. That's going to be minus 34. Okay, execute. So for performance then, the crosswind's greater than 10 knots. So my operator, we don't take an assumed temperature for that. So if we go here to takeoff, thrust setting, I'm going to put. Can you say no assumed temperature? Well, what I'm just going to do is do TO2 and not take an assumed temperature basically. But we're now going to be departing off runway 4. With a, yeah, look at that, 90 degree off, crosswind, 17 knots. It's going to be sporty. I think it's gusting up to 22, 23 knots. Oh, there they are. So disable flex temperature, and I'm just going to put optimum. There we are, calculate. So that's saying TO1 full. Yeah, it's a shorter runway, I guess, so that's fine. TO1 full to 24k. No assumed temperature. Quite sporty. Flap 5, CG. 4.6 again, but the dev said set 5, and as we saw there was a significant back pressure requirement on the last takeoff. Speeds are, yeah, we're almost within a knot, 137, 140, 146, perfect, so that's all configured and set. 146 knots there as well, perfect. Overhead panel, that's all configured and set, seatbelt signs on, fueling is done. Yeah, we've got the 5.6 we requested. Imagine the cabin's ready for pushback. That's all configured and set. Trim air's on. We've still got the AP bleed on, providing conditioned air into the cabin. Flight director's on. We just need to change over the runway QDM now for runway 4037. To set the courses and heading bugs to 037. I like flying in America. It's fun. 037. And the heading book is 037 as well. Ah, oh, lots of spinning.
Alpaca 3875 on departure, fly running heading, runway 4, clear to takeoff.
I need that knob accelerator. Right, that's all set. So I'll tune. It's an RMP departure, yeah, RNAV departure. So there is no beacons to tune, so I'll detune the ILS because I don't want that active and just put the San Antonio VOR active, so it's got something there. Cool. Auto brake RTO, reset fuel flow from the previous sector. That's all configured and set down here. Wonderful. Reset the clock. Not much to really discuss. Weather's thunderstorms to the south, so we're not going in that direction. Aircraft's fine, no NOTAMs. Other threats then, just runway heading, built up area. We'll just climb to MSA, 4,000, we'll go to 5,000 feet. And the SID is quite simple really. On the assigned heading till 5,000. Expect vectors towards SIF. Perfect. I like that sort of SID. We're ready to go. Let's try 6 on that, boss. What's that? 6 units. Oh yes, are we doing testing? I'll take it. 6 units. Let's see what happens. Do you set runway heading for departure? You do, Adjot. Oh, and by the way, the extra 0 on the MCP has been fixed as well internally. Good. That's nice to know. Yeah, it's looking good, guys. Well done to the dev here, and we always appreciate everyone that provides content for free. You know, it's really nice to have something as accurate as this, and it's a big improvement over the older one. So well done. 1830, I'm afraid. I'll just set that here. Cool. So push. Oops. Push it. Oh, that should be matching my 1830. Very fiddly. Right. Push at discretion. So we'll just have a little look around us. Looks like 2 tons has gone, and we are completely clear. So we'll get the pushback ordered. And a pre-plan as well. It's going to be runway 04 for departure, so I'm just going to check my direction because I made a slight error on our last sector. It's going to most likely be facing, well, it will be wanting to face this direction here, so let's do that. Onto the taxiway. Perfect.
Alright, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Grounded cockpit. Tow is driving up.
It changed voice. How strange. Wait, Americans. I need to stop doing that. Adjunct, always set runway heading. If it automatically doesn't set, I was asking if it was standard procedure, which I assume it was. Yes, if you don't set heading, when you push toga, heading selected gauges, and the flight director will just peel off left or right, and then LNAV engages at 50 feet anyway. But we always set runway heading.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Excellent. Cabin ready.
Passing 1500 for
Doors are closed. New sky up and running. Tug arrived. Looking good, guys.
3875, call maintain 13,000.
Aaron, did you see my chat about the FMC? I think I missed it, buddy.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
35 degrees, hot. So we're good, we're due out at 21:15, 25 minutes ahead of schedule. We'll take it. Josiah, thanks for sharing the Alpaca Airways livery site for all of your New Sky Alpaca Airways needs.
Alpaca 3875.
So I don't need to request push and start.
Direct Yoda, Alpaca 3875.
Yoda, perfect. Now we are getting lifted up now by the ground crew.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Right then. Packs off. It's nice and cool in the cabin now. Anti-collision lights on. Parking brake is set. Transponder to out off. There we are. Parking brake release. Let's go.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Perfect. Well, sector number 2. Oh, tug driver's disappeared. Well, not the tug, the baggage controller. Baggage controller, baggage driver. What am I saying? Is that actually called a tug as well, even though it's not a tug? Interesting. Starting 2. Bed 2. Nice base. Oil pressure and what? Oh, yeah, good sounds on this. Oh look, it's a puddle in X-Plane. I haven't seen one of those for a while. Actually, yeah, it feels weird not requesting push at all, even though it's control field. Alright, starter got out, monitoring 2, 24632 stable, starting 1. Andrew, anywhere contact you through Discord, would love to make references and make any more improvements to any displays. I am contactable through Discord. I am in your Discord server. I am incredibly busy. I always prioritise sort of the my own server, the members server, but you know, if you have any requests, I'll try and get back to you. But it's gonna
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
be a very busy month for me this month. Right, parking
Disconnecting
brake
tow. Stand by.
set. Nice sounds. Very, very cool. Start cutout. Launching engine number 1. 1, 2 stable. Disconnect. 2 short snappy sectors. I like how it calls it on the overlay just Dallas, not Dallas Lovefield. Other than that, the FMC, yeah, I mean, again, these digits are slightly different. A
Tow
little
is
bit dark.
disconnected
Just
and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
just need to look at pictures really, but you know, the actual. I love all the sort of textures and details and the little marks on the MCP, and yeah, it is clearer than the mod. All right, there's the tug gone. Imagine we've seen the pin. Let's do it before taxi flow. Sets. Flaps to 5. Flight controls. Forward. Back. Left. Right. Rudders. Right and left. Recall. Back lower DU. And then we'd read the before taxi checklist. Wonderful. Right. We do have ATC here. So San Antonio approach will request taxi for runway 4. Alpaca 1408 request taxi.
Alpaca 1408, runway 4, taxi via Gulf November.
Taxi runway 4 via Gulf November, Alpaca 1408. Excellent. So there's
Alpaca 38.
taxi instructions. So we're already on runway. Sorry, on runway. We're already on Gulf.
Alpaca 3875, we'll see you.
And basically second right onto November, and it's a very short taxi to runway 4. Okay, parking brake release. Lights are on. Clear left. Clear right. Config. Let's go. Spawn up time is just the same as Zebo, which is perfect. Quite light, so it's sort of sprinting off quite quickly off the line. Maybe a little bit too quick. Oh, I'm not on Golf. Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, I'll cross over to Golf. I'm on the inner ramp. I'll cross onto Golf now. Yes, on this scale I had, it looked like Golf on my chart. Clear left. Taxis very nicely. So yeah, we should have quite a decent crosswind for departure. Cool. Let's do the before takeoff checklist. So config checked, flaps 5.5 green light, stab trim 4.6 units, but 6 we're doing as an experiment as requested by the dev. Set. Takeoff briefing. Pax auto, bleeds on, V speed set, 3740, 46 on the MCP. Departure's going to be the Yoda 2. Just initially climb runway heading 4000, correction 5000 feet, NADP2, engine out, SID. Climb runway heading to MSA 5000 feet as well. Reviewed. Cabin will imagine is secure. Before takeoff checks complete. So basically this right here, and then we'll go down the parallel for runway 4. It's going to be quite a sprightly takeoff, full 24k, and a 22 knot crosswind. So great to see how it handles in these conditions. Yes, that explains weird, strange bridges it draws. I did see a train earlier as well. Yeah, look at that windsock. Ooh, that is almost horizontal, direct crosswind. Sporty. In my experience, Europeans flying in the US never make an effort to learn the FAA. Am I included in that statistic? I try my best.
Alpaca 1408 on departure, fly runway heading, runway 4, clear to take off.
After departure, runway heading, and and runway 4 cleared takeoff, Alpaca 14-0. Alright, cleared takeoff. It's a vector, isn't it, in the FMS? Yes, I'll leave it on nav engaged. So MCP set, transponder TARA, strobe lights coming on, landing lights on, cleared takeoff runway 4. Surface wind is 130 at 17, gusting 22, so it's gusting up to 22 knot cross, so it's directly 90 degrees. Alrighty. Where's that windsock? Oh, it's a strong crosswind, guys. Here we go, anyway. Timing. Stand them up. So, we need aileron into wind. Right rudder to stay on centre line. Stabilised. Set takeoff thrust. Left rudder coming in already. Takeoff thrust indications normal. Lot of rudder now. Whew.
80 knots.
Checked. Release forward pressure. Oh, it looks like the wind's coming in a different direction in the sim, of course.
V1. Rotate.
Yeah, still a lot of back pressure required before I unstick. Oh, hello, runway.
Positive rate.
Oh, gear up. Well, the wind
Gear up.
completely changed on the takeoff roll, and also it shows a tailwind. Wow.
100.
How nav. Awesome.
1,000.
There we are, 1,000 feet bug up. Again, the flight director's a bit lethargic in the Zebo mod and level up. Look, I've bugged up, and it's commanding a really high altitude. It should be around 8-9 degrees, that flight director bar. But the Zebo mod's doing the exact same thing at the moment. Flaps up. What's it doing? Why is that flight director bar over there? Didn't do that on the first takeoff. I mean, it was a bit lethargic, but so much. I wonder if that's a bug on the second takeoff or something. Right, now I'm pitching up onto the flight director to maintain the upspeed.
Alpaca 14-0, radar contact altitude.
Passing 3,200, 5,000, Alpaca 1408.
Alpaca 14-0, clear check, Toyota, climb maintain 13,000.
I'll maintain 13,000, Alpaca 1408.
Alpaca 14-0, climb maintain 13,000.
Climb maintain 13,000, 13,000, Alpaca 1408, sorry.
You're good. I completely sometimes. Yeah.
Vino. My American wasn't so good. Anyway, passing 4,500 for 13,000. I have to take off check this. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the winds. The winds were correct, but about 400 feet. But in the sim, it was sort of, yeah, that feels right. But then I didn't need any rudder by the end of the takeoff roll. Right, gears off, water brakes off. Start switch, I really need to trim those down. That's realistic, I suppose. There we are. Beautiful. So that's all set. There we are, pitching up now to maintain 250 knots. There we are. This is a good heading. This is the direction we need. We'll get clearance en route shortly. Altimeter is 3003, passing 5,900 for altitude 13,000. There we are. Now to take off, checklist is complete. Good, now we're in trim. Rescrew. Yeah, beautiful. Once the aircraft's in trim, look, hardly any input required. It's one of the things I train where sometimes cadets can be flying on the trimmer, so instead of pitching those down, they start trimming those down. Right, don't do that. Keep the aircraft in trim. Once it's in trim, it's like this, honestly, you can let go. And it will hold everything really nicely. Well, I haven't done anything apart from going a straight line. Alright. Command A. Very nice. Bit of stratus clouds. Did say there was some thunderstorms on the 80s, but I couldn't see any around the airfield. Alright, let's turn that volume down slightly. There we go. So hopefully we'll get a direct Yoda. I think that's what the previous traffic got at some point. Thanks for subscribing, X-Plane Official. Is that some sort of spoof one or the actual genuine X-Plane Official? I hope it's the genuine one. I'm a big fan of your simulator. I've been for nearly 10 years. Welcome if it is. Passing 10,200, 13,000. Pre-cruise checks. Fuel 4 pumps, lights off. APU's off. Pressurization 3.5 set. And release passengers. Checks complete. Okay, approaching cleared altitude. Still 19 degrees. It's hot here. Captain Handsome said the thing explains in a good place now, which is fine. The overall behaviour in air and the ground physics to be on another level. In comparison to Microsoft Flight Sim with X Pro Turbulence mod, it's a chef's kiss. I've not heard of that mod before. But yes, I think X-Plane has come a long way since 12 was initially released. It had a few issues, but I'm having so much fun using it. And both sims really.
Working well. It does not appear direct to Yoda, say intentions.
Sorry, did you give me a direct? I'm still on runway heading, Alpaca 1408.
From Yoda 1408, probably the best place to go direct now is direct.
1,000 to go.
Interesting, maybe just direct didn't see it because it's not going to make sense to go back direct to Yoda now.
No, I mean, I can make a Yoda direct. It's a 90-degree turn and then continue en route to Ditsy.
I just go direct Ditsy now, would be the easiest, but yeah, I thought you got it because you had it back the first time, so I don't know.
I'm sorry, I must have read it back and didn't realise I read it back, sorry, but now routing Ditsy, Alpaca 1408. Did I say direct Yoda?
Very good, and Alpaca 1408, leave my airspace in North Houston, offline radar services, terminate for your change of traffic today.
Thanks, and have a good day too, Alpaca 1408, see ya.
Sam.
Did I say... But did I? Yeah, he did say direct there, but did I read that back? I must have not read it back or read it back and didn't realise. Anyway, we are now going to Ditsy and we'll now continue our climb to 310. Oh gosh, it's so slow on the wind control MCP, I'm going to set it manually. Ah, okay, I didn't read it back. Well then, maybe the controller said, yeah, get out of here you lot. You did not, still your fault though. Well... Really? If 80 gives me a clearance and I hear the altitude and I don't read back that all of it, 80's meant to catch that and say no, sorry, can you read to that? If he tells me to do something and I don't hear it, not much I can do about it. That's anyway, it's not the end of the world in X-Plane. I'll be alright. That happens. I've had that in real life before. I'd be more concerned if I read it back and then didn't do it. Anyway, good climb performance. 2,500 feet per minute, fully loaded aircraft with about 4.5 tons of fuel. Yeah, say it's climbing as I'd expect. The flight aviation is memorised in this stream. Yes, if I said direct, did see that, then I take full culpability. Josiah, they can and should, but ultimately still your responsibility. I don't agree with you there, Josiah, because if 80 gives me a clearance and I don't read it back, how on earth would I know to go to that direct point? I think really, if 80 needs to listen to your reply, and if you don't reply correctly, they need to come back to you to remind you. So if I was told to climb to an altitude and route direct to Ditsy and I only read back the altitude, how can I be to blame for not routing direct to that waypoint? Certainly done that in real life before, And ATC just says confirm routing into what city. You go, oh yeah, sorry, routing to ATC. There's no phone number to call. It's just a miscommunication. And that's why they give you altitudes first, then a routing, because the altitude is what's more important. But it's not a big deal in real life. That's what CPDL sees for anyway. Tom, hi Sam, hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. In real life, you'd like get a phone number for it. No, you would not, just like. But in the US, maybe, where everything's about being sued, I get in trouble. I can tell you, in 16 years, I've probably had maybe a dozen clearances where ATC's cleared me to altitude and route direct, and maybe I failed to route direct. But ATC's always caught it, and if not, they've just said confirm routing direct to that waypoint. Oh, sorry, yeah, routing direct point. Yeah, no problem. But if I don't read it back, how on earth is it my fault, you know? Anyway, we agree to disagree. Amazing. Right, passing 200, just check the pressurisation, 6.0, all looking good. Oh, it is genuinely X-Plane official. Welcome on board. Tap, tap, tap. Is this thing on? We had to wait for the 5-minute timer. Sorry. That's to stop annoying YouTube subscribers who come and spam, but it seems you are the official X-Plane. I assume, unless you've made a phony account, but if it is, welcome. Here we are on your excellent simulator. So a phone number would have just been to clear it up and you would explain it like you did to me. Fair. But I've never been told to ring a number. Actually, I've once been told to ring a number, but that was to report to tower a laser attack. So I on stand and said, could you copy this number? And I said, hello, is that tower? Yes. Can we have some information about the laser attack? And I said, yes. We hit at this altitude over this town, this city. Fun story. A police helicopter was in the vicinity, and that same person that attacked our aircraft with a laser attacked the helicopter. And he was arrested and prosecuted, and it was in the local newspaper. It didn't mention our aircraft, but the same helicopter that was on our frequency was attacked by the same person. So there you go. 97. How does the electrical system work? Do you want that in a nutshell, or do you want me to explain the FCOM2 chapter for the next 45 minutes? In a nutshell, right now, 2 sources of AC power, AC transfer buses, which power all the systems. And we have something called a static inverter and a transformer rectifier unit to convert AC, DC, DC, AC, etc. That's it in a very nutshell. FCOM2, please. I'll go get my whiteboard out. I hate electrics on this plane anyway. But an incredibly reliable system. The real account, I think you can click on the bar to confirm. Nice to meet you all. We just casually decided to drop by. Amazing. Well, thanks for popping in. And as we were all complimenting earlier, we're very happy with how X-Plane 12 is at the moment. It's working very, very nicely. Lynn says, how good do you have to be to join Alpaca Airlines on NewSky? You don't need to be of any particularly high standard. I think there is a basic rating of 6 or 7, but absolutely free to join. Come fly with us. Enjoy. The almighty start. Fortunately, the 7.3 doesn't have too much electrics, so it's very big, dumb compared to wood. Oh yeah, I should think all the 7.8 H350 has a whole host of systems, but they have electrical systems running more systems on the aircraft as opposed to the 7.3, which is much more conventional in design. But it is incredibly reliable. I have never had an electrical issue in 8,000 hours on this aircraft. Oh no, that's a lie. Once, no, I did get TR unit in, it was on one of the Canary Islands, and we had to get an engineer to come fix. I can't. It was a long time ago. I was still a first officer. That was the only time I had an issue. Oh my goodness me! I only just noticed. This is a short cruise. Start whacking in some stuff in the FMS. And do you prefer the Z-Bow LevelUp? I mean, massive improvement on the LevelUp 7.3. You know, today we've noticed handling-wise, it's much better. We did some manual handling exercises. there's a few issues on rotation and trim where the Zebo mod doesn't have. I think the Zebo still is the crown in that regard, but if you're not going to be hand flying and testing the dynamics of the aircraft and you want the improved textures and sounds, everything else seems to be working nicely. We never actually got down to why it left me so high on approach though. Turning finals on path, the restrictions were all at or above, but we were full deflection glide slope. But you know, the flat drag model seemed pretty decent to me. Not far off the real thing really. Anyway, Dallas Love's looking good. We'll be landing on 13 left to get a bit of a crosswind. 18013 gusting 21, 38 degrees. Really hot. Terminal 29 and 9 and 9, so we'll set that now. Just going to get as much set up now because we're going to be descending as soon as we get to top of climb pretty much. Landing on 13 left. Turn of 4 miles. And let's have a quick look at this start. So we're coming in via Ditzy, which is here, and then we're straight onto the first restriction. Shirley? Carolee? American names. 300-240 Thirsty? Love it. 180 to 15,000, all at 280, then reduce it to 250 at need. And then we got Breeze, 9,000 feet, 240 exactly. A level segment for 10 miles. I should think that's to get rid of, get out of the way of Dallas Fort Worth airspace. 9,000, 9,000, then below 7,000. Yeah, step down basically. Vegtex 240, Quinny, Redden, Backer, all coded. Then vectors towards knock me essentially. Let's have a look at this pictorially on the ND. Yeah, looks good. There's the vector. And eventually we'll point the aircraft towards Wades after the vector. But we're going to have to be level at 5,000 feet for ages. Again, just to accommodate the airspace in Dallas. Landing on 13 left then. Yeah, we departed on 13 left as well. 2,000, it's quite a short runway, 2,300. Anyway, we'll update the FMC window radar vectors. Onto the charts. Let's frequency 1115. I just realised I'm not on Unicode.
Wind 1201 gust 31.
ILS frequency 1115. 1115. Course is 133. Wait, I need to have a bit more MCP cam option. This was the best thing ever. I'm really grateful for Wind Control sending me this. I love it. I had a period where I didn't fly 7.3 for a while on the channel, so there's so much new cool stuff out. But to use it now, it's yeah, really nice bit of kit. Anyway, frequencies, courses, minimums for this approach. Got 685 feet. American RVR of 1,800 feet. It is feet, isn't it? Half statute mile. I'm used to my meters, of course. 685 then we'll set the power minimums. Alright, cool. One thing we actually do with last sector is our landing performance, but no terrain issues. Congested airspace there is Dallas Fort Worth, but there's no events on at the moment. But in the event of a go around, don't go towards Dallas. Climb to 1,000 feet left, turn to 3,000 feet to intercept the 087 radial from Cowboy. Love that. To Soldo to hold, and that's direct entry. 087 right hand turns. That's great. Right. Let's descend to 240 when ready, and we'll do a landing performance. Yeah, that's a little bug actually, level D team. I'm still prior to top of descent, and it went to outhold when I started lowering the level. It should stay in VNAV, and it did that on the previous sector as well. It should only go to outhold when you pass your top of descent point. If you lower the lower level on the MCP, it should stay in VNAV, and then it just descend as it is now, as soon as it captures the top of descent point. Good. Landing performance then. We'll use Simbri for this. Just because it's easier. Let me just bring up the platform. There we are, 1-3 left, so it's only a landing distance of 2,241 metres. With that wind, we should be okay with flat 30. Yeah, so actual landing distance 1343, factored 1814. Max Auto? Really? What factor is that applying? It's quite a significant factor. Yeah, that's a large factor. It's like 1.5. We use 1.15, but I'm going to go auto brake 3. I'm pretty sure, with that headwind especially, we wouldn't need max auto. Anyway. It's always respect the tablet using, but that's way off. Sorry, what's our landing weight going to be? 600 kilos to burn, 63.3. Flat 30, auto brake 3, second E10 reverse. Cool. Is your magnetic switch working now? Yeah, I think we did have a couple of streams where it didn't work, but yeah, if I disconnect the auto throttle now, watch. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. I thought it wasn't going to work for a second, but there we are. I'll do it one more time. Disconnecting. It's a bit slow. Oh, it worked, and now it's not working. It seems to be a bit temperamental. Yeah, I think it's getting a bit caught. Oh gosh, now it's reading the thrust on my physical thrust levers. But yeah, it is working, but it's not sort of always latching down. Anyway, I'm getting high on path here. Why is it leveled off for? Come on, pitch down, pitch down, pitch down. Next restriction then on the arrival, we'll set that on the MCP. On the batch of 4, it's to going back to Fritzy 15,000. So much spinning. Set. Alright, because I was messing around with the auto throttle, unfortunately what happens is the sim then reads the physical position of the thrust levers, which are still set to take off thrust, hence why I added lots of power. So, well, now at idle, I've extended the speed brake. I have to say the speed brake drag model looks pretty good.
30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Stealthalon, for your $2 donation. Most kind, thank you. Yes, we're going to hopefully stream it tomorrow, and you just missed the stream start. We were looking at some of the pictures I took of the Pan Am version, but we might fly Air India tomorrow morning. But yeah, it does look good. Certainly the one that existed beforehand was absolutely terrible. I remember flying it, and I could trim, and it went from full nose up to nose down in 2 seconds, and it was unflyable. But no, this is a complete rework from working title, looking good, and the virtual flight engineer is really useful, so you can configure the entire aircraft, because obviously it's quite complex, which means you can concentrate on flying it. So yeah, I plan to try it tomorrow. Air India, something in India, but we'll have to see what's available scenery wise and what airports we have. But I think it'll be quite cool to do something a bit different. Obviously we generally fly in Europe, sometimes US, but India I think I've only done 2 or 3 streams, and it'll be if I stream in the morning, so quite cool places to go. But yeah, thanks for your donation. Have a look. Jock, is there any discrepancies with autopilot mode? Simply a Zebo issue to fix? No, autopilot's reacting correctly. Yeah, the only thing was the top of descent point. You know, when I lowered the MCP altitude, stayed in outhold, was switched to outhold prior to top of descent, which it shouldn't do. Otherwise, it's all working well. Alright, path's going back nicely. Speed brake's reasonably effective at 273 knots, flight D10. And path's coming on. Lovely down there. I think there's something like 100 flights or 90 flights between these 2 airports a week, Southwest. Cheers, Steph, thank you. I'll try tomorrow, if not, I'll do it at some point next week. VNAV path, so stow the speed brake. Just remember, path now only cares about one thing, the path. Alright. Yeah, 2,300 feet per minute is about right. Happy days. It's a cool livery. Haven't done many external views today, but there it is, the level up one. Sweet. Oh dear. I'll have finished the US National Anthem by the time we land. That actually wasn't meant to play, it was meant to be my background music, but unfortunately the keyboard picked up the fact that I had the national US Anthem in the background. There we are, we'll pop on the seatbelt signs. And next restriction, sorry, 15,000, that's set, and we can set the altimeter now. And then we can step down to 10,000 feet next. So set 10,000 feet, and we'll set the altimeter. Was it 3003? 29990. That's set. Passing 18,000 now, 10,000 feet. To the USSR from unbelievable.
50.
Tobias!
30.
Thanks for the €5.
20,
Most kind, sir.
10.
Thank you. Toby. What's this?
Found this in the parking lot of the grocery store today. I think it's yours.
What?
Winking face emoji.
€5? What are you on about? I'm completely lost, Tobias, but that was most generous of you, sir. Thank you. I haven't seen you here for a while. The king of sim racing. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, very nice. I have to say, I've always been quite dubious about the LevelUp project, just because every time I've flown it, I've gone, no, that's not as good as the Zebo. But it seems like it's more Zebo in it than before, I don't know. Or whatever they did to the Zebo mod previously, I didn't like the changes. But, you know what? It's pretty darn good. Would I fly lots as opposed to Zebo? I'm not sure. I switch between X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator. I try to do 50-50 content. I love both sims. I probably have to fly the Zebo back to back, but my last stream was in the Zebo mod on the members group flight last weekend, and that was all okay. And this feels like I'm flying the mod, if I'm honest. Just that roll rate at high speed was a bit excessive. Roll rate a bit slow at slow speed. Pitch is nice. The landing flare was nice earlier. Rotation, no deadband. Why, I don't know. Something to do with the model, but it's all right. Oh, 2 tons, sorry. I missed that in chat. You found €5 in a grocery store today. Can I show you something, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if I told Discord members this. This is no word of a lie. Can I show you all something very rare? Look what I found. Genuinely. This is a £50 note. Quite old, obviously Queen Elizabeth II on it. And I'm no word of a lie. Last year, was it the year before? Not sure. Went to the pub and walked in by the car park, and lo and behold, this was on the floor. Lo and behold, it was on the floor. And I've kept it as a lucky sort of emblem. I haven't spent it. There's not many places that would accept it, to be fair. But yeah, I have found that by the pub. So yes, Tobias, shame you couldn't find a €50 note. I'm joking, but that's most generous of you to send me virtually your find. And there we are. A bullseye in Cockney slang, brilliant. Yeah, I was just going to say you kept it because you can't spend it. Yeah, there's not many places which accept £50 notes. But I've kept it in my top drawer ever since. Funny. There, you found 20 quid under a bench at the service station this morning, paid for our snacks. Why is everyone finding cash? Who's dropping all the cash? Anyway, I've just realised something. Poor situation awareness on my behalf. We are 100 miles away from touchdown, and we're at 11,500 feet. This is very similar to when you fly into Paris from the southeast. So I used to do V sectors. So you used to fly from my UK base, you fly to Paris, then you go from Paris to somewhere in Poland, and then you go from Poland to Paris back to the UK. When I ever did the Poland to Paris sector, you used to have to descend to like 10,000 feet, 100 miles away, because of all of the airspace in Paris. It's sort of similar here with Dallas, because all these arrivals coming in, they've got us really low. Here we are, 11,000 feet, and we're still 100 miles away. I mean, for the most efficient descent, we'd ideally be at 30,000 feet, but you know, we've got to respect these stars. Maybe in the middle of the night, ATC would be a little bit more accommodating and say you can actually stay high. But yeah, we are in full compliance with the star. 11,000 feet. Now VNAV won't descend until it reaches the top of descent point. It's common VNAV, sort of level off. I could pass out into vent, but basically it's gone right. I'll keep you at 11,000, but I'll keep you level and then start an idle thrust descent to be level at 9,000 feet at breeze at 240 knots. So that's essentially what it's doing. But yeah, very low, very early, which I didn't realise until just now. So people still use and have cash? Yep, cash is king. A lot of businesses in the UK, local businesses, prefer payments in cash as well, because you, I think they get charged on if you use card payments, don't they? There's a fee. So where I go shooting, my club, they do accept card, but they prefer you to pay in cash. So I'm paying cash where possible. My local barbers, not that I have a huge amount of head, much to your amusement, to cut every month or two, they only accept cash payments as well.
1,000 to go.
It's exactly as Stephen Jenkins has pointed out. 1,000 to go checks, and then we can actually set 9,000 feet now to be level at breeze. But yeah, the VNAV's working very well in the level D. We just had a little discrepancy on the approach into San Antonio. Got all into cash chat. Anyway, Dallas in the distance. Absolutely clear skies here, very warm. Thanks for your subscription there, Pimic, welcome aboard. Fantastic. That is fair enough. Some people carry cash, some others don't like it at all. Certainly safer to not carry cash.
1,000 to go.
Checks. Oh, who also got the severe weather alert? Severe weather alert for the UK government about the heat. Phone went off really loudly. Want to go checked, and we'll maintain 9,000 feet for around 12 miles. Post cruise checks. 4 pumps, lights. And a bank 25. Pressurization's fine. 3.0 set. Belts on. Recall. Checks complete. Perfect. High pressure, high heat in North Texas today. Yeah, I mean it was bonkers warm. Bonkers. So like Common will. Ah yes. The lovely cut-off. every plumber, electrician, sole trader pays himself that salary. But why not? Rest in dividends. Hi Kat, is that what it was about? Mine was in Welsh. Are you really joking? But yeah, hold on, it's still on my phone. Let's see if I can bring it up. Can't bring up too much sensitive information. There you go. Oh no, that's got my face in the background. Anyway, that was an element of it. See a tiny bit of my forehead, my wife and my daughter, but there you go, that was a severe alert we got. Yeah, there was some serious wildfires in the UK. I mean serious by UK standards. I think it was between 19-20 houses got burnt down. I mean, you hear about the wildfires in Spain and France, it affects thousands of people. Here we are, 9,000 feet. This reminds me of when I was flying into Paris all those years ago. Nice and low from the southeast. We've got our top of descent coming up to be descent to be level 7,000 feet at Ripley. So yeah, we'll look at the 707 as soon as possible. I will endeavour to look at it tomorrow. I had a play. I will stream it tomorrow. I still have a lot to learn, but with the virtual flight engineer, the workload is actually significantly decreased, and essentially I've got a little bit of the skills retained on how to sort of use the INS and navigate conventionally, and I've worked the autopilot. The autopilot's very funky. No fault to the developer of the 707. All the autopilot controls are on the pedestal, but that's a bit awkward to use because then you have to use the autopilot on the pedestal, then look up at the instrumentation. So you know, when you're manipulating that on a monitor, it's difficult to sort of fly, but I've actually used a few bindings included to manipulate the autopilot on my yoke. So yeah, we'll have a little play of it tomorrow morning, hopefully. But I'll be offline because it's got a steep learning curve. Oops, concentrating, 7,000 feet. And, oh, it just caught it, so it's now going retard arm. It's got VNAV speed, so yeah, this is common VNAV, so when it just loses the path, it prioritises pitching for speed as opposed to the path. This is called common VNAV. Before common VNAV, Boeing's logic was the same path and dive, and it would just accelerate. They changed that a few years back. There are some weird old laws, not only in the US recently. I've heard of the law of ancient lights in the UK. Oh, what's the one about? There's a really funny law in the UK about straw or something. Hold on, funny, and it's still the law is there. So if you actually do it, you do break the law. Hold on, let me try and find it. Something to do with cows or something. Oh yes, that's it. The UK has a bizarre historical law involving cows, making it illegal to be drunk whilst in charge of a cow, to stop a moving cow in the street to clean it, or to drive cattle through central London during daytime hours. Under Section 12 of the Licensing Act of 1872, which is still in use today, it's an official offence to be drunk whilst in charge of cattle, horse, or steam engines in public. There you go. Under the Metropolitan Streets Act, driving cattle and livestock through London between 10 AM and 7 PM is banned. You gotta love it. And it's still the UK law. Anyway, 7,000 feet. Got to continue descent to 5,000 feet. Level at Big Tech, so we're actually getting a little bit high. So I'm just going to switch to level change to pitch for the speed and extend the speed brake. God, this arrival gets you nice and low and slow early, doesn't it? So level change is a brilliant pitch mode, often underutilised. Basically, it's a basic pitch mode, ignores everything to do with VNAV. You open it, it pitches for the speed which you set on the MCP. It's one I always stress to utilise. VNAV is preferred in descent, usually the most efficient descent based off the constraints, but use the MCP like a toolbox to get the job done. 2 tons, yeah, gets you under Class B airspace for Dallas Fort Worth into Dallas Love Field. Yeah, it's we were sort of hazarding a guess that'd be the reason with Dallas Fort Worth there. All the inbounds and arrivals we're nice and low, nice and early. It's very similar to other places in Europe as well. Now back on VNAV, sort of select path. There we go. And I'll be level at 5,000 feet, pretty much all the way around this star here. So that's the restriction of Big Techs. There it is, Big Techs, 240 knots, 5,000 feet to maintain. There we go. And there is Fort Worth. That yeah, explains scenery is acceptable, but yeah, in Microsoft Flight Sim it looks stunning now. Awesome. Warfare. Maybe a little late to the party, but you can have an American co-pilot in the FB variant settings. You're joking! We've got to find him. Where's that? Warfare, help me. Sure you'll tell me where to go. There's Dallas Fort Love. Sort of crossing over. I think it's there. Look, there we are. That's our destination. Looking pixelated. There we are. If it was quiet, you'd probably get some shortcuts from ATC, but yeah, unfortunately no ATC online. Atlanta Centre's online, but obviously not in that vicinity of... It's Georgia, isn't it? Is that the next state along? Amazing. Hello Julian, Tuesday going back to work up north with the 737-200, my beloved. Amazing. Is that you went for Norlanor? Oh, I can't pronounce it, sorry, my pronunciation of some of these places is very hard to repeat. That is like 2 in real life ARTCCs. Just off that. It's a huge chunk of airspace. Atlanta is one of the busiest airports in the world. Well, no, I did just learn that the airport that received the most passengers this year was Seoul. Seoul in South Korea. Citing the war in Iran, which has obviously been massively hit by that. Inuit. Ah, yes, they do have some 200 still, don't they? Hello, Weather Mentari. Having issues with the Phoenix 320 on ILS. The plane starts having extreme high pitch down angle of 7 to 8 degrees. Woof. In this case, doing approach to Tenerife, all fine. Until I got to 1800. That sounds like an issue you might need to raise with them. They have a Discord server, and I think they have a sort of ticket system where you can ask questions. But yeah, the wrong channel to be asking for Airbus assistance. Try V1. No, wait, he's a 737 pilot now. Don't try V1. No, you'll probably know. Ah. So on a downwind now, just getting ready for the vector. And then basically, once we get onto that vector, we'll just maintain 5,000 feet, and then once we're pretty much a beam wades, we can turn base. Start slowing down as well. And there we are. That's the termination point. So actually, you know what? Match the heading bug, and I might just go heading select now. So there we are, heading select. There's the airport. Landing on 13 left very shortly. 23.7. Roger. Thank you. That's the CTAF frequency for tower. Also very excitingly, guys, I'm hoping in the not too distant future to get some flight sim equipment from Moser. They very kindly got in contact, and we're sending some of their peripherals for me to have a play around with. Very exciting to hear that they actually work directly with PMDG, and I was talking to them about, well, you know, force feedback I've not really ever been sold on in the past. With an aircraft like the 737, which has hydraulic controls, you have artificial feedback with elevator field computers, things like that. I said, oh yeah, all that's modelled. It's like, what? So yeah, it'll be really interesting, because obviously this is a fantastic yoke, and I love it, and I will continue to use it, but obviously it's very light, there's no input. I mean, obviously when you fly out of trim, you have to increase the force, but on the real yoke of the 7.3, if you're out of trim, it gets very heavy very quickly. Yesterday I was doing a type rating session where we do manual trim exercises in the max. We demonstrate how difficult it is to fly the aircraft out of trim, and it's really heavy, and apparently this yoke can generate a huge amount of force. So yeah, I'd quite like to do things like manual reversion, and just fly it out of trim as well and see how physical it is. But I think they work with PMDG to sort of simulate things like the elevator field computer and the sort of modelled. When you fly fast in this aircraft, it creates sort of artificial feel to make the controls heavier, so sort of simulating how it would feel. So it says bolt down your desk, yeah, but thankfully I've got a really good desk. It's I can stand on this, no problem. So yeah, I need to bolt it on. You'll be working with PMDG? No, not directly, but I think the guy I spoke to at Moser said they spoke with PMDG and they provided all the information they needed to simulate these loads. But yeah, I think they're looking to sort of expand into the flight sim market, but that's only good for you guys. More competition. P-Tech V1's tried it, good things to say. The Moser sticker for helicopter, it's pretty impressive what you can do if you dive into the software. Yeah, I think it takes quite a bit of setting up, but once it's done, you know, it's going to be fun to play with. Right, anyway, speed window open. Let's start reducing our speed. So now we're on a vector. You'd obviously be under radar control now, but we'll self-position ourselves onto the approach. So what I can do is periodically update to wades, execute. It's going to give you a path. Now, to tidy this up, for those of you familiar with my channel, you can create waypoints based off this. So wades 315, let's add 90, That's 405, but obviously it's only 360, so we'll call it about 0.065 roughly. Distance about 4 miles. There you go. Create a waypoint about there. There you go. It's a little bit tidier, and it's actually saying you can maintain 5,000 feet until this point there, but I'm just going to start a very gradual descent. Interesting. That slowed down a bit too quickly for me. I was expecting to not be at 210 knots. We're just going to do a little test again. Accelerate to 250, because I was expecting it to not be at 210 knots. I think it felt a bit draggy. So that's fine. Acceleration as I'd expect level flight at 5,000 feet if you set full power. Let's just see how long it takes to get from 250 to the up speed again. Seemed a bit too far. So again, let's just bug the up speed. Just gonna disconnect the auto throttle and close it. Yeah, that's not far off. I'd say that's decelerating a little bit too quickly. A little bit, not far off. Not far from, maybe a tiny bit. Who knows? I think it's all right. Anyway, I would have throttled on, but it caught me off because I looked up and I heard the thrust increasing quite quickly. Right, let's self-position then. So we're going to set platform altitude of 2,500 feet. Vertical speeds. Just start going down around 500 feet per minute. We'll go flat 1. Match the speeds. Give ourselves a bit of a CDR onto the approach. Did I set the elevation on the overhead panel? 487. I forgot to do that. Look, 500 feet. Yeah, it's not that far off actually. Flat 5, and yeah, we can easily turn base now. It's so slow. There we are. Map enhancement of X-World Pro has made X-Plane 12 very enjoyable. I mean, I'm just using X-Plane map enhancement, but it's really nice. I know you can make further improvements, but for me, I'm more than satisfied with the free version. See what path does now. Last time it put us very low, high. So, I didn't actually realise how far we went out, but I know the DME doesn't always read 0 in American airports. No, look, 1.4 miles is the threshold. Why do they do that in America? Every US... Whoa. Apparently I've got Toga and I didn't even push it. Oh, stupid plane. I didn't even press Toga. What the hell? What did I press on the keyboard which made it do that? Right, recycle flight directors. What on earth? Roll mode, VS, command A. Auto throttle engaged. What on earth caused that to happen? What on earth was that? Vorlock. Very strange. I'm trying to think if there's a button I pressed on my keyboard which is binding to Toga. There we are. Anyway, recycle flight directors is the only way to get out of it. Amazing. Alright, load of glide slope. That's fine. Flat 5, dragging it in. Oh, you're a pilot. What caused that? So I've just set VS 200 feet per minute. That way I can do some sort of CDA. Airport's 2 hour, 10 o'clock. Localizer alive, localizer capture, 133 set. Josiah, literally on the approach path to 17 centre. Right. You're really critical of me today, aren't you? Am I? What, 12-mile final? Are you not allowed to do 12-mile finals in this airport then? Right. And what runway are they using in Dallas Fort Worth? Don't know. Right, well, sorry. 1 dot bombing approach. Glide slope capture, missed approach, altitude 3,000 feet. Set. Perfect. Alright, looking good. So again, the thrust drag model seemed pretty good. The aircraft is designed with flap 5 on a 3-degree ILS to pretty much go idle thrust, which it's doing now, and it will hold the speed. So yeah, I have to say the flap 5 drag model is pretty good. Got a bit of a headwind here as well, so we'll add some thrust now. Yeah, that's perfect. Amazing. Alright, next thing then, we'll configure around 5 miles. Good crosswind again. On the right, let's see what the surface wind is here. 180 at 13, gusting 21, but the winds weren't quite right in San Antonio. It certainly didn't match the meta. Awesome. I love the little bit of turbulence and the disturbance on the aircraft. I think you can actually see that in X-Plane, can't you? If you use it, Shift N, Control M. Yeah, you can see all the forces. Look, so cool. Wake turbulence. Oh yeah, that's all modelled. Very nice. Very good. So here we are, short final. Dallas Love Field, not the longest of runways, but we'll, with that headwind, be fine with flat 30. Gear down, flat 15, match speeds. Link checklist, star switches, continuous recall check, speed brake. On green light, landing gear down, 3 green, auto brake 3 set, holding flaps, flat 30, speed checked. So again, VREF plus 8, probably about a, with that gust. Yeah, well, VREF plus 8, 9 knots. Okay. Flaps. 30 green light. Has been cleared land, checklist complete. So yeah, thrust is pretty good for this weight again. Maintaining 154 knots. The auto throttle is pretty good on the 737 dealing with speed changes, but you sometimes have to override it. That's why we prefer it over the Airbus, because you always have direct control of the
Capacity stabilised. Missed approach altitude.
Like climb D10 nonsense. Right, here we go. Disconnecting auto throttle. Disconnecting auto pilot. So again, my little switch, there it goes. Getting a bit stuck, but it's all good here. Okay, crossing from the right then, so we're going to use a tiny bit of left rudder before touchdown, and an aileron into wind to keep the wings level. Decramp during the flare. Thrust to control speed. Whoop. There we are. Reduce thrust now.
500.
Check. Yeah, this is why I love this sim. These dynamic conditions are really good. Nice crosswind here.
300.
Checks.
Approaching minimums.
Checked. Corrected 3 wides.
200. Minimum.
Continue. Here we go.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Check.
20.
Close.
10.
Ooh, a little bit of left rudder. Aileron into wind. Oh, I didn't really need any aileron into wind though. Alright, speed brakes up. Yeah, I usually do a bit of aileron like that, but I was rolling right when I did that. Okay, second 10 and max reverse now, 100 knots.
80 knots.
Checked. 6 knots. Manual braking. I want to break this up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dallas Love Field. Woof! Those conditions were gnarly again. Yeah, so I did a little bit of left rudder there, and I put the aileron into wind, but it didn't really roll much. I mean, look at the windsock. You'd expect with the rudder input I put in that it would you need a lot more aileron. Like when you decrab in this, it does require those sort of crosswinds a noticeable aileron input to keep the wings level. There we are. Excellent. There we go. So, vacating here at Mike. Take the next right. Cool. Yeah. Good landing for the conditions. We'll take that on those sort of days. You know, on a butter landing. As you guys all obsess about. We all love a butter. And sometimes I do really point it out. But what was the runway length here? 2,200 metres beyond the threshold? Not the longest. 63 tons, we'll take it. Martin, manual braking 60, is that to control brake temps or just when you feel you need to make the exit? Yeah, pretty much need to make the exit. So we have an SOPM operator, basically PF calls manual braking just to build situation awareness to the colleague that they're transitioning from the auto brake to the manual brake. And then PM calls auto brake disarm when it's finally disengaged. So yeah, I have to say I've got the really cheap SideTech rudder pedals, but they're pretty good. You just keep, there's no feel to them, that's the only problem, but you just keep squeezing until you get the auto brake disarm line. For years I didn't use the differential braking on them, but actually I started using them a year or two ago, and I was actually like, why didn't I do this before? Anyway, nicely done. Flaps up, speed brake stowed, trim, we can set 4 units. Yeah, the landing dynamics, it felt better in San Antonio. I don't know, with the decrab. I'm quite curious with the replay there, but I didn't want to float too long, so I just released a bit of back pressure. You know, you only want to hold the attitude. But I was pretty pleased with it. Anyway, we're going to go to stand number. I think we started on 13, I think, or 14. I started on stand 12, but there was another aircraft there, so I think I slewed over to stand 14, and that's exactly where we started the day. Flight director's off, lights off, strobes to steady. Start the APU. Explain rules, default airports. Yeah, the default airports in Explain are fantastic. There are 2 nice sectors. It's been a while since we've done a couple of sectors in Explain. A few months. Happily. The level up and Supermod can plough on, do multiple sectors in. I know you love Explain. it is solid. Awesome. Alright, onto the taxiway. We've got ground vehicles everywhere. Try and stay out of trouble. Awesome. Stand 14. Yeah, that was where we started earlier. The same stand we started on earlier. Hopefully we won't have the same issue parking that we did earlier with the stop. Clear left. APU's on bus, we all shut down too. Here we go. Butter parking. Huh? Very sensitive. It's telling me to go left, but the arrow looks like it's slightly on the left. Who knows? Who knows what it wants? Not again. That's exactly what happened before. Right, when it says stop, I'm not stopping. There we go. We'll do it too early, it just says 0.2 again. Parking brake set, generators on the APU. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dallas Love Field. Doors to manually cross check. There we N2 reducing. We'll do the full shutdown flow as it's the last flight of the day. That was a nice 2-sector day out, wasn't it? There we go. Open this. Nice cool air in the cabin. Engine 1 and 2. N2 below 20%. Anti-cull off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dallas Love Field. Right then. 2 scores to check, isn't there? What's the first one? Another great approach. And a excellent landing. Oh, I actually thought I had a better landing than I did in Dallas Love Field. I'll take 9 out of 10. New sky. Let's see how that graded me. Let's have a look here. Closing the flight as we speak. You're joking. 10 out of 10. Wonderful. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, we'll take it. And there we are. Level up stream complete. What do we think of the airplane then, guys? Let me know in chat. I'll tell you what I think. I think it have done a really good job. Certainly we've flown the aircraft before, and it was pretty decent, but it had a few issues with the flight model, and never really liked how it handled in comparison to Zebra Mod. I think the Zebra Mod still pips it with regards to how it handles. There's a few things that were sort of a little questionable. Drag model clean, maybe a little bit too draggy, but overall it's pretty close to the real thing, I have to say. I'll take it. Alright, so yeah, I'll give it, you know what, 8 out of 10. Very happy indeed with it, so well done to the team.
Attention all aircraft. Dallas Love Field. Information. Whiskey. Current. Altimeter 2995.
Thanks, Explain. So yeah, well, it's free, guys. I'd highly recommend trying it out. Better than PMDG, you know. I love how aircraft handle in Explain 12. The Zebra Mod specifically is my favourite handling 7.3, but PMDG as a package is a more complete product with the FMS and how all the systems work. It is better. I was always sort of sat on the fence, but don't get me wrong, I love the Zebra Mod. But the PMDG is probably the most polished package, and it does handle really well in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. In fact, I'd go as far as saying it handles better than the LevelUp. Things like the deadband work in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 now, the crosswind technique. I remember trying it in 2020, it didn't work, and then 2024 came out and then they updated the 737, and I was like, oh wow, they've got proper secondary inputs for controls. So yeah, the PMDG is better nowadays, and that's simple. You know. I'm not affiliated with PMDG at all, it's just a fact, you know, based off my experience. So yeah, there we are. But yeah, look guys, this is free to download. So if you want to explain, just try it out. It's amazing. You know, thank you so much for Debs for giving people the opportunity to fly a really realistic 737. Simple as that. Anyway, there we are. We are done for the day. 2 sectors, 3-hour stream. Very nice indeed. So we'll see if we can get this 707 out for tomorrow morning. But I'm going to go to bed shortly. I had a little play around. We'll have a play around during the stream, I guess, but we'll see. It's kind of a very busy weekend after. Anyway, I'll log off of that sim, turn off the flight data window, and have a look at that landing from the outside perspective. So that's that completed. Oh yeah, I'm in X-Plane, so I don't even need to do anything on the side here. I can just start the replay tool. There we go. Perfect. Let's turn on the replay music. Go from there. Loud. X-Plane worked very well today. It's been working very well for a while now. Any problems? There we go. So let's have a look at this landing from the fresh. Looks good. Sounds fantastic. So there was the crab. So yeah, then I put left rudder in here. Oh, it looks like the rudder controls aren't really working. I drifted a bit downwind. That's the wind carrying me across. I could have positioned the aircraft slightly right of centre line. Yeah, the controls aren't moving in the replay, unfortunately. They're used to with the Zebo mod. Yeah, they're completely fixed, look, unfortunately. Oh, that's a shame, because you can't see my control inputs. Level up. Sounds amazing. That'd be great to fix that, because the Zebo mod, all the controls work in the replay. Oh, this is why I love the sim, though. Look how the aircraft's just handling in these conditions. Oh, so realistic. You see how windy it was. Look at the smoke going. looks so realistic in the landing. So realistic. Good crab. Oh no, warfare. Ah, look at that crab angle, guys. Look at that. Flared a bit too high. Just held the attitude. Down. Perfect. So you don't want to float. Ah, show you about those animations. Oh, the sounds though, really good. Let's see the other end of the runway. Let's have a look from here. Looks clean, looks really good. Yeah, the landing physics are superior in X-Plane. It just looks realistic. You can just tell. That's amazing. What's the crosswind? Probably about 12-13 knots. Not huge, but that smoke is shooting off the runway. Maybe it was windier than I thought. Very nice. Anyway, guys, let's call it a day. I'll put you in that wing view because it looks really, really cool. Yeah, shame about the flight control. It looks like the spoilers are working, but not the... yeah, the spoilers are moving like that animation, but the ailerons are glued on. Amazing. There's a bit of Dallas Fort Worth in the background as well for you to enjoy. Super. Let's go from there. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for joining another Flight Data Sim live stream on this Friday night, 4 minutes past 11 here. And as I said, completely free to download the LevelUp. Be sure to give it a try. Available on the Threshold website, I believe. So just type in LevelUp 737 and you'll find it. I hope the dev team found it useful, my feedback. As I said, I've got a little bit of real world experience, but within the confines of a desktop simulator, I think you've done a really good job. Anyway, thank you everyone for popping into today's live stream, to everyone that gifted members, to the members and the donations. Most generous of you. Don't ever feel like you need to do that though. I just hope you enjoyed the content, that's the main thing. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching in the background. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow morning in the working time till 7:07. First time I ever looked at that in the live stream. If I don't see you then, enjoy your weekend and I'll see you all very soon. Bye from me.